And ding, 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 ding. We are live, motherfuckers. Hey, Ben.
Hey, what's
How we
up?
doing, buddy?
Just sending out a couple more links to see if people want to hop
Yeah, man.
in. So other trans people, see if they stop by. Be great if they do. My hat. Okay, so this is a plug for the person who made this hat. Whoa, I have my volume on the video. Let me turn that off. Okay.
So I
Anyway.
just got a message from Omog
Oh, yeah.
saying, tell Ben to come to the conference in February.
Don't know if I can. Actually,
It's
I
on a
definitely
weekend.
can't. I definitely can't
Why?
because I'm on my rural rotation in February. I'm in Yuma.
Oh, what day do you start that?
I don't know, but like pretty much the entire month of February, I'm not even living at my own apartment. I'm in student
Oh.
housing in the middle of nowhere, Arizona. So
Oh.
yeah, I got to do rural medicine.
Well,
But
it was
yeah,
part
I
of it is
wanna
about trans healthcare.
if I can like go virtually, but like if there's a way to virtually attend, I could do that. But I can't probably can't go in person.
Oh,
But
okay.
she can give me the info and I can talk with her about it, see what I can do. I
Cool.
do want to talk about my hat for the people in the audience.
I was just
So
about to bring that up.
yeah, so this hat, it is a great hat. It's from a shop on Etsy called Hapless Haberdashery, and I can put their link in the chat. But it's by a trans man, and he makes pride hats. He crochets, and there's an ambulance. Anyway, it's amazing. So if you can go support him and buy some of his stuff, it's great. I'll put his link in the chat.
Absolutely. So, if you guys couldn't tell by the title, we're here because Ben said to me, you know what? There is not a lot of trans guys in our community. It's like me, you, and a couple of he/non-binary people like Jupit. And I said, you know what? You're fucking right. Like it's all trans women, which is great, and I'm totally cool with advocating for them. But it's a different what they have to deal with their transition and fitting in a female community versus what we have to deal with fitting into a male community is a whole different ball of wax. So I can't speak for them. So we want to speak about what we deal with and the toxic masculinity and how to avoid it and how to, everything, advocate for yourself and advocate for your own health care and everything. So here we are. And we brought Bold on because I'm going to tell you what, this is one straight ass man who has had my back when I didn't know what to say and advocated, and I fucking love him, and he's my brother. And so I brought him on as well as Jupit so we can have a conversation about this.
Right
So
back at you.
thanks, buddy. I appreciate you
Yeah,
coming.
I'm glad to be here.
Cool. Cool. So to start off, I want to say, if anybody in the chat has questions or comments, of course, I know there's just my regular lovely community in there right now, but you have questions or comments, absolutely, chime in, ask a question, say what you think about it. We can field it. I want this to be an open discussion. It's not just about me and Ben talking. So you guys feel free to pipe in, say what you want. So what you think, Ben? Where do you want to start?
Yeah, so we've had talks about this before, but there isn't a lot of visibility for trans guys right now, and trans guys are in a unique place because a lot of us aren't as vocal. I feel in the community, and I think there are a few reasons for that. One of them being that trans guys oftentimes have an easier time passing because, of course, it's easier for us on hormones a lot of the time to gain features of masculinity. And that's easier to do than somebody losing features of masculinity, like gaining a face shape. Like body fat redistribution is a bit easier for us sometimes. Like we can wear clothes that can more easily hide feminine features such as hip size. Like I know I do that with my sweater vest and with certain pants that I get. It's easier to hide feminine characteristics, I think, than it is to hide masculine characteristics. So a lot of trans guys will go stealth, where a lot of them won't even disclose that they're trans, and they can just kind of hide in cis het male society, no problem. And a lot of people do, and I understand why they do. But then on the other hand, I also think that a lot of this has to do with the like evangelical Christian, like religious upbringing that many of us had, where we were raised to think different things about ourselves. We know that boys in the church are often taught that their opinions matter and that their existence matters, and they have this great purpose to be a man of the house and all this stuff. And then young girls are taught to be quiet, they're taught to be subservient, they're taught to just kind of keep to themselves, keep to the house, do like motherly things. And so I think we're raised to not be as confident in ourselves, not be as vocal about like our identity and our needs and things. And so growing up, like, and then being a trans guy, like being raised to think that I don't matter, my opinions don't matter, like it can be very intimidating. I know this is my experience going into a masculine society and now trying to learn this confidence that I should have learned already. And I'm not saying I wanted to learn like an overconfidence that a lot of cis men might have, but there's a healthy level of confidence that I'm missing. And I think that's because I was taught not to be confident in social settings. I don't know if that's a similar experience that either of you have experienced.
I can totally, I totally agree with you. Like it's, as being raised as a female in, especially with my age and being raised in the 70s and 80s, it was still very much, parents speak first, then men speak second, and then children and females are left in the dust. Luckily, I had a strong mother who was outspoken and who was confident, and a sister who was the same. So I kind of learned some confidence off of them, but it took me a long time to find that confidence, within myself. But yeah, yeah. You like worry about every little movement you do. Did that look girly? Is somebody going to fucking find out? And it's like Minnow was saying about when we had that stream and people were talking about trans stuff too much. Like it's always on your mind, man. There's no two bones about it. Like it's constantly like, does this shirt look good on me? Is my binding look good today so nobody can fucking tell? And oh God, I hope my facial hair grows out faster so I can identify easier. And so I, don't have that people that look at me and they're not sure what to say, or they kind of look at me like, what are you? And it's all that all the fucking time, all the time. And it's tough. It's tough to just walk out the door and say, I don't care, because I don't care what any of us say. We all care. We all care. I mean, I'm pretty confident and I'm pretty like, fuck everybody, but I still care. I still want to look how I want to look and present how I feel. So, yeah.
Jupit, what are your thoughts?
I have no idea. I kind of just came back.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know what the question was or is or what the fuck is going on.
Oh, okay. Do you have any struggles with being raised to have a female role?
Oh,
and
no.
how has that affected? Have you had any struggles in coming out as trans because of that upbringing?
I'm just gonna write this in chat again.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope you can say that out loud. I just can't.
Yeah, I get, because you can't let people hear that.
Yeah.
So Jupit just said in our private chat, because he cannot speak this out loud, but he's not out to his family. His family's religious, so
Yeah, I think
Ugh.
that says most of it.
But have you had any? Because I was kind of talking about how like being raised in
yes.
religion, being told that my opinion doesn't matter and that I shouldn't be outspoken and that I should always defer to somebody else. Do you ever struggle with confidence or anything
I don't have
based
any.
on that kind of baggage?
I don't have any because of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
gee.
completely nuked. So, it's not as bad as like later, like earlier in life, but it doesn't help either way. This is very awkward to say this out loud, to be honest. Because I never really disclose this kind of stuff. So, if I sound very out of place, I apologize.
It's a good question.
Don't know.
You want to start with that one, or well, actually, we were going around the room still, so let's hold on to that for a minute. Let Bold answer any kind of experience or anything he's seen.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm quite cis.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure the question directly applies to me, but I did see this kind of thing in religion growing up because obviously I was also raised religious, and you guys know that. And I kind of still see this in my own family with my sister being kind of sidelined a lot in her relationship. And I'm not sure if that's culturally because her husband's kind of a machismo. He's not American, he's South American.
Yeah.
It's
I know
kind
what
of a
you mean.
cultural like difference for them to be very macho, and like I don't know, the way he treats her isn't great, but that may also, her acceptance of that role in that family may have a lot to do with the fact that she was raised in the religion that taught her she didn't matter. And
Yeah.
that bugs the crap out of me. So
Yeah, I mean, and you're right. Like a lot of cultures are like that, and it's fucking sad
It's
that
really toxic.
it's sad that like a cishet big dude can't drink like a fucking White Russian without getting picked on. Like, what the fuck is that?
I
Who
do
the
it
hell
anyway.
cares?
I do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I would too, but but the point is like people would pick on them about that. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I've
Like
had
if
that
you drink
happen.
a girly drink and you're a guy, you're just gay.
Well,
Some people just don't. Some guys don't like beer or whiskey.
I've had my guy
Some people
friends.
like fruity flavors. Who the fuck cares?
I'll order something
I know
like this.
cishet little women, short little women that will down a shot of like a bottle of whiskey and drink guys under the table. It doesn't
Oh, yeah.
fucking matter, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
like
had plenty of.
flavors don't have a gender. It's a flavor. Like, get over yourself. Like, is your security and your masculinity really based on a flavor?
Right.
Like, same thing with deodorant. Like, are you really so insecure in your masculinity that smelling like a flower is offensive to you? Like, how fragile do you have to be offended by a smell?
It's really actually stupid because if you think about it, like depending on the women, some women like a perfumey smell, some women like a flowery smell, some women like a musky man. Like you really, some women you'd probably be better off getting the secret powder because they might like that and be like, "Oh, you smell good."
Like,
I mean, whatever it takes, right?
Since when does sandalwood have to be like a man's only thing? Like, it's a tree.
I know.
Like, it's a tree.
I
Like,
feel
it
very
has
called
no
out
gender.
right now. Thanks,
I
Ben.
know. I love sandalwood. Like, don't get me wrong.
That's the shave stuff that I use.
No,
yeah.
it's great, but it shouldn't be like my gender should not be based on my preferences in plants that I like to smell like. I don't know.
I don't understand the names either because there's a lot of gendered names for certain products. Or like the color pink. That's a better example.
Well, that used to be a boy's color.
Yeah, it used to be
right?
a boy's color.
A boy's color.
But
like that's a fucking pig.
Yeah, but then it swapped, I think, in the 40s something. And then it changed boys wear blue and girls wear pink, and then the gender neutral I think was like purple or something like that. It's the same with like heels. Like the original story of heels was male butchers used to wear them, but then it became a feminine clothing. It makes no sense. Oh, and same with pants. But that's a different story. That's enough.
Yeah, a
Yeast.
lot of it's stupid. Like
Yeah.
that's Kevin Chaos. I mean, I know some of you guys know him.
No.
He well, probably about half people in this chat and everything might know Kevin. Anyways, Kevin's a pretty cool dude. He's really supportive and he likes to wear skirts. And his buddy was like, dude, I kind of don't want you wearing a skirt at my house in front of my kids. And he was like, why? You didn't care before when your kids weren't here. And he's like, why are you wearing that? He said, because it's fucking comfortable. My nuts can breathe and shit. It's just comfortable. And I was like, well, that makes sense to me. But he gets picked on about it. Like, they don't do that shit in Scotland. Go ahead. Go to Scotland and pick on a guy that's wearing like a kilt. See what happens. Get your fucking ass kicked. I just don't understand why it fucking matters. You know, people, like when I identified as a female lesbian, people didn't come to me and say, oh, you're a cross-dresser. You're wearing guys' clothes. It was okay, you know. But if they saw a dude, a manly looking guy and truck driver coming in with a pink shirt and some makeup on, they had a fucking fit about it. And I'm like, dude, that's the same thing. Like, I find that offensive. And they're like, what are you talking about? Why didn't I say anything about you? I'm like, yeah, you did. No, I didn't. Yeah, I've worn guys' clothes since I was like 16 or 15 years old. You didn't say anything about me. Well, I mean, it's different. No, it isn't. It's the same fucking thing. You know, don't.
Yeah, why are guys' clothes gender neutral?
Yeah.
Yeah, why is masculinity the default? That's
right.
It's kind of.
But according to them, what I was wearing was masculine clothes, jeans and a t-shirt. I don't see why anybody can wear that. Like, anybody can fucking wear that, you know? Hell, my girlfriend's feminine as hell. She, you know, she spends half her time in either sweatpants or jeans and a fucking t-shirt. I don't see the big deal. Okay, so addressing this, are you bothered by the look of what are you, or do you write off as a person just not having experience being around someone who's trans?
That's actually something that's very like concerning to me in public when someone has a reaction like that, because like I don't want to be read as trans. I don't want someone to notice that I'm trans unless I tell them that I'm trans. Like, I just want to pass. I want to be read as just any other guy on the street. So if someone's questioning like what gender I am, the odds are I'm not passing well enough to them and they're seeing me as female. And I don't want that at all. And it's concerning to me and concerning to my safety. So yeah, I hate that.
I hate it. I hate being clogged.
Mostly I'm bothered by it because I don't fucking know why anybody cares what somebody else looks like. I just don't. I mean, I'll look at some people and I'll say, well, damn, that woman put on too much makeup. She's pretty. She doesn't need it, you know? But I mean, at the end of the day, that's her decision. If she thinks that's the way she looks good, then there's someone out there that thinks she looks pretty like that, you know? That's fine. And I just don't understand why it fucking matters, you know? It's this stereotyping shit is bullshit. Do you know how many women I have seen in my life that were like stunning models in dresses with high heels and they're lesbians? Oh, well, that's not stereotypical, is it? I just don't understand why it matters, you know? And it's bullshit that it should matter. I have seen guys in the grocery store that I thought were women. I didn't go up to them, you know, and then I took a second look and went, oh, okay, that's a guy, you know? But I didn't go up to them and go, what's in your pants? Are you a guy or a girl? It's none of my fucking business. You know? None of it is. So that's how I feel about it.
I feel I can have literally no opinion on this other than the fact that I am so privileged to never have had to deal with this. You know, it's like, and it's an invisible privilege, like was pointed out before. Okay, I have no idea what that's like. So.
Right. But see, well, we need people like you to advocate for people like us. So,
Well, I mean, that's definitely why I'm
fucking good
here.
at it.
Well, I will stand up like next to you any day of the week, and if I need to, in front of you. Like
Bolt is our token cis guy.
That's right.
I'm fine with it.
Oh,
Token cis
there's our
het
other
guy.
token cis guy, except for Jonathan's queer, so
Yeah, he's not het.
Our
Yeah.
token,
Cis
he's
bi.
not.
our
yeah.
token.
And my relationship to gender amounts to
Yeah. So the topic tonight, I guess, is to it's about trans issues, but also just about masculinity and how we're talking about, I don't know, toxic masculinity and what we can do to kind of improve masculinity and answer questions in the chat about masculinity and also being trans and masculine and all that kind of stuff. Lots of bro talk tonight.
First of all, Jonathan, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate you. And I love you to death, so I'm glad you're here. Commander, no, I have never read those love letters. See, but here's the difference about back in the day to now. Back in the day, guys could say I love you in certain cultures, and it was okay. Now if you can't, you can't do that, and you're like, oh, I love you, man. My bro. Like, you got to be all fucking tough about it and shit. And me, I'm a fucking campfire marshmallow. I'm tough on the outside, but I'm mushy in the middle. So I'll just fucking tell people I love them. I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't say anything about me except that I love other people. So I don't give a shit. I'll fucking do it all day long. But no, I have never. And that's actually kind of interesting. If you have any links, let us know.
best friend. Catnip's in the chat.
Yeah, I see.
I find it really important, actually, B, to tell people that I care about them or that they've impacted my life or that they're important to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like, I guess atheism kind of brought me to this place, which is like, I don't know when I'm going to die. I don't know when they're going to die. And I really want them to know that I care about them while they're alive and while I'm alive. So I've been way more, since I became an atheist, I've been way more open with that, telling people that they matter, and that I care and that I love them and stuff. So I think that's really important for all of us. And I think masculinity should have nothing to do with that. You should just be willing to tell people they matter to you.
And I agree with you, man. That's that's why I started doing it years ago. And when I became more at peace and more confident with myself and loved myself more, I started loving others easier. And all the loss I've seen in my life, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you every time I talk to you. I'm going to tell you every time I see you. I don't care if I'm going to see you tomorrow at work. Hey, I love you. Have a good night. I'm going to fucking tell you.
Yeah.
Because you just never know. You never know. You can walk out your door and get hit by a bus.
So Jonathan and I had a chat while in Austin for Faithless Forum, and Jonathan kept telling me that it was nice for him to understand how important it is for masculine people to bond in masculine ways that are positive, and like you don't have to be an asshole to to be masculine, and you can have like quality bonding time with other men, and it can be okay, and it can be an important part of your life.
Yeah, it turns out there's a lot of good shit that comes with masculine bonding rituals and shit that you can just bring with you without bringing fucking baggage with it. Like, who knew?
Yeah, for real.
I as well, Commander. I just don't get it, I grew up with one brother who was a toxic mask and the other two that were laid back and were confident in themselves. And, like Richard, I mean, you guys know, he was never afraid to give someone a fucking hug, It's just, I don't understand the whole thing behind it. Welcome, Christian. Thank you for coming. Thank you all for coming. In case I missed somebody, I'm not sure if I got all of you or not. Now there's a guy that I love to death. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, B. Happy to be here.
What's up?
I've been listening to you guys talking. It's been awesome.
Good deal.
So I wanted to pose something to the group as a topic of conversation, especially since we're talking about toxic masculinity. One of the most toxic environments that I've noticed in my time integrating myself into male society is the men's bathroom / the men's locker room. It's a very intimidating place to be, especially for trans people. I'm terrified every time I have to enter that space.
Scared shitless, afraid to walk in it still.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot of
fortunately, the being
culture-
the scared shitless makes it easier to put off walking into there.
Yeah.
I mean, because
yeah,
the only
but,
time
like,
I'm in a place where there's a male only bathroom is at the gym.
that's I
And I'm like,
refuse
man,
to use the
all it
bathroom
takes-
at the gym. I refuse.
Yeah, all it takes is one person that doesn't like it. One big ass, buff ass gym dude to fucking pound me in the ground. I don't care how tough I am. You can only do so much when you get some like 6 foot fucking dude with muscles this big on his arms, you know? So, yeah.
And the fact that
scary
they're
shit.
so open, and there's definitely, like, as someone who does not have the anatomy necessary to use the bathroom as efficiently as a cis man would. So I have a packer. I have an STP packer that I paid $600 for. So very expensive piece of equipment that will let me pee standing up, and it looks like a
You got one
penis,
of the
and
good
it's
ones.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
really
yeah.
good one. It's convincing, especially like from far away. It's really convincing, but there's still a lot of it's still a little finicky because you have to place it in a certain way so it doesn't leak everywhere. It's not very flexible, so like it's great for a funnel, but then like it's really hard to form fit to yourself. Like if you move, it doesn't really move with you, so it's kind of obvious if you're not standing in a certain way that it is fake. But with male bathrooms, so you go in and the expectation is that if you're gonna pee, that you're gonna use the urinal, and that if you're gonna poo, you're gonna use a toilet. And the only time you're gonna use the toilet to pee is if the urinals are all full and you don't have a place to go.
Or you gotta take a shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So the question is like how do you, as a trans guy, not out yourself using the bathroom? So it's really nice if you have an STP like that, so I can mitigate that situation. However, sometimes if the urinal's too tall, I can't use it, and then that's a problem. If I'm not wearing that packer for that day, then I will go into the stall and I will pretend like I'm taking a shit, or I'll wait for everyone else to leave so that I can sit down and not be outed. Because especially the way that you pee sitting down, if you don't have a penis, sounds different than if you do have a penis.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
I know people probably aren't listening that intently to what you're doing in the bathroom, but with how weird cis men can be, it scares me shitless
Yes.
to go into the
There
bathroom
are
with other people.
some rules about the bathroom that I appreciate, which is no talking to anybody,
Yeah.
Fuck
no
yeah.
looking at anybody, no eye contact with anybody.
Yep.
You get in, you do your business, you wash your hands, unless you're a piece of shit, and you get out.
I'm with you there, Jonathan. I agree, but I also don't like. I've never liked the locker room environment either. Like as it's just not a comfortable place to be in anyway.
I hate the
I can understand that. I was born cis male, right? But I hate using urinals. I always use the stall because like I just don't like that they assume we don't like privacy, right?
Mhm.
Like it's
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
it's like if we have all these rules, no eye contact, no this, no that, and stuff like that. But yeah, still, if there's a stall that is open, I'm gonna go use that because the bathroom should be private, right? Like in my thing, like it's I just feel like that. It makes me very uncomfortable to be in the urinal.
Well, there's also like, have you ever been to a place like where it's the communal like urinal has been like
Oh,
a massive
Oh,
wide,
the big
like,
trough.
Yeah.
the big
Big
huge
trough
trough
thing.
for everybody.
Yeah.
I won't use it.
And there's no dividers or
Ice in
nothing.
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
I think
hate
I'd rather
And
just go to the.
what pisses me off is you can find footage of people using the trough, and it's just like, who's filming that, and how did they not get their ass beat?
Right. Yeah.
I would piss in a bottle before I'd piss in a trough.
Jonathan, how do you know that?
Yeah.
Because there are videos online.
Because
I
I
just
see
never-
things.
Okay, I've never come across one of those.
Oh, but
I
the
saw
other thing-
I saw across a video of a guy trying to wash his hands in one.
Oh,
the-
that makes sense. Then I got you now.
He didn't know.
But you
he
know
didn't
what?
know.
There's campgrounds and stuff that have those kinds of fucking sinks. They're just a little higher.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they have those. They look like fucking urinals. I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of don't blame the guy. You know, maybe he just didn't know.
Maybe he didn't know.
But can I address something real quick too? Like, so yeah, you can use a stall to pee, but then people will notice which direction your feet are facing. So if you can't pee standing up and you have to sit down, your feet are facing the wrong way for someone to be peeing in the men's room. So I know, again, people probably aren't paying that much attention, but somebody might, and that might out us, especially if they already have suspicion that we're trans. If they're already questioning our gender, then that could
Right.
definitely be something that outs us in public. And then I know for me, I have a handful of excuses to use if I were to be confronted about something like that. And none of them are good excuses. One of them being, I guess there's a myth that sitting to pee is better for your prostate, which is not true, but a lot of people believe it. So
It's not true?
It's not true.
Oh, I've been sitting for nothing.
But it's a good excuse in a pinch.
But it's a good excuse, and plenty of people believe it. But then also, I lose a bit of credibility being somebody who seeks
Right,
truth.
you're a doctor.
I'm like, I seek truth, and like, okay, if something is demonstrated not to be true, I don't want to use that as a reason for something. I like they're a bunch of stupid excuses to use to sit down, and none of them are very good. And I'm just scared that somebody's gonna not buy it, and I'm gonna be screwed.
I'm too drunk to aim right now.
Hey, I was about to say something about that. You're on to something.
I will say this though, there is an auditory difference. Like you can hear the difference between the genitalia urinating in a toilet.
Mac the Human, your father sounds awful.
Yeah, I'll get to that one.
Wait,
in a
but
second.
are you saying you can or you can't hear the difference?
No, you can. You can definitely
Yeah,
hear
you can hear
difference.
the difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like if you're paying attention at all to that, it doesn't matter what like excuse you've got, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
don't
I
know.
can still sit to pee and use my STP, but
Yes,
that's
true.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, like, I wish I lived with like near any of you. Like, just like I'd be your ally in the fucking men's room. I'd be your fucking +1 to the locker room like any fucking day of the week because like you deserve to be where you're comfortable.
Yeah, you deserve to feel safe in kind of a safe environment to go to the freaking restroom. There shouldn't be a
Right.
dude listening to the sound of your
Exactly.
stream.
There should be
Like,
no
that's the weird one in there. That's the one we need to
right. Exactly. That the
You
person
know?
who's paying
Yeah.
that much attention is really strange. There's
Yeah.
something
I mean,
wrong with
just-
them.
It's so stupid that we can sit here for 2 hours and talk about bathroom etiquette and how to pass because it's that stupid.
Right.
Who the fuck cares? And you know, the bottom line, it goes right back to what I've always said. If they just made full stalls, floor to ceiling, real like little rooms in every bathroom, it wouldn't fucking matter.
Oh, the bathrooms.
It
at
will
the
make my
Hilton-
life so much easier.
The bathrooms at the Hilton in Austin were actually like that, and it was nice.
I was too scared to go in the men's room, so because I noticed they had a gender neutral bathroom, so I just used that one. I was like,
Oh,
if,
that's
if
what
there's
I'll
ever
do.
a place,
You know what I do?
yeah, I'll use the gender neutral bathroom. I will.
Or I find a family bathroom.
Yep.
Yep. And it's got like the big changing table for the kids and shit in. I'll
Yep,
go in there
I'll
and
use
fucking
it.
shit. Fuck it.
Yep.
I don't have to worry about it either way.
Hey, we
I
are
wouldn't
part of
wanna-
the family.
I mean, what am I gonna do? Walk into a woman's, like, once the masks are off? I can't walk into the women's room anymore
Yeah, I can't either.
because by the time the masks are off,
yeah.
I'm gonna have a bunch of fucking facial hair. So what do I do then?
Even then,
right?
like even without much facial hair right now, like I don't pass as a woman. I don't read female anymore.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
You look like a teenage man. Like you look like 19.
I would get
Yeah.
called out. I would be harassed if I went in the women's bathroom because you know what? Like the people saying that it's based on your genitalia. Nobody has ever checked my genitals at a bathroom ever.
And for the
I've never
record, if
had to
anybody
prove
ever checks
my
my genitals at the bathroom or the genitals of a
I'm
friend,
calling the police.
I'm not waiting to call the police. I am going to redecorate the tile with their skull. Like,
Yeah,
it's
only-
happening.
we're hitting people.
Only one
At
of
that
us
point,
is
we're
in that
hitting people,
bathroom.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
No, I am going to remove the grout with their nose. It's
Right.
just going to happen.
Right. People are getting hit in that scenario. Like it's not.
And for the
it's not
record,
a thing we're not doing.
And you know, Mage, I'm glad you brought that up. One of my problems with men's room is because when I was a truck driver, and a lot of the old truck stops have just bathrooms, you know, with no designation, it just says like restroom on it. So anybody could walk in, and there was like a bunch of little
socialists.
bathrooms in a row, like 4 or 5 of them or something. And you walk in there, and some dude like shit all over the seat or pissed all over the, like, I don't even, you know, like women, they piss on the fucking toilet, piss on the floor, men piss everywhere. Like bathrooms just in general gross me the fuck out anyways. Like,
Okay, yeah.
the one at work that I use the most because it's where I work and it is gender neutral and is just a restroom. I clean that shit all the fucking time because people are fucking gross, man.
I'm lucky
Okay.
to be in management and have my own restroom at work.
Yeah, see, it does not matter what gender you are or what is in your pants. If you get urine on anything except for like inside the bowl of whatever it is you're peeing in, clean up after yourself. Wipe it off. Be courteous to the person that comes after you. It does not matter what is in your pants or what your gender is. You can be clean.
Also, those little paper butt gaskets, I have never been able to get those to work. Ever.
Paper
There's
what?
a trick.
The ones that
Yeah,
cover
there's
the
a trick,
toilet
yeah.
seat thing?
They're supposed to be like toilet seat covers.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never
I
been
never-
able to use
Yeah,
those things.
Those
Here-
are
here's-
myths.
The tongue goes in the front.
Mhm.
What?
First of all,
See, I had it all wrong already.
yeah. Well, that's to keep your junk from touching the toilet.
Mm-mm.
And then,
Nothing wrong with that.
the best thing you could possibly do is take one and like put it in the toilet water before you take the second one and put it on top. Because like if you're using it for taking a shit, that is what I mean. Because then the water won't splash.
I'll just
Live,
get
Well,
an
live
you-
pro
Cola
tip
bolt.
right
I'd
there.
rather just
If you
go-
take that flap and you kind of pull it halfway and then set it in the toilet, that front part will stick to the front of the toilet and get wet,
Yep.
and it'll hold it in place while you drop your pants.
Yeah.
Or the alternative is use some fucking toilet paper. Because those things are not meant to be flushed anyway. So I got news for everybody. They are not meant to be flushed. I would not want to flush them. Use just 2 strips of toilet paper either side. Keep your ass off the back. You're good. You know, that's what I
Or
do.
just recognize the fact that your ass is and the rest of your skin is entirely washable, and you can go home and take a shower.
Hey, I'll
Get-
tell you,
get
I'll
some
be
butt
I'll be
cooties.
honest. If I'm out in public for the day and I want to take, I might be like, if I go out running errands all day and I'm gonna end up somewhere taking a shit because between 10 and noon every fucking morning I take a shit. I take a couple fucking wipes and I put them in a plastic bag and I stick them in my fucking pocket. And I
Yeah.
wipe off my ass and everything. Like I clean everything. Throw it in the fucking toilet. You
Take
know,
a couple
I'm good,
extra,
I'm
wipe the
clean.
toilet seat.
My ass is cleaned off from the fucking toilet seat. You know, I'm good. That's my solution. Unless there's like you guys were saying, like visible piss on it. Like that's. You ever sit on a toilet and you're like, oh shit, there was piss on it. I didn't realize it. And then you
Ah,
flush the toilet and it spits on the seat and you're like, oh, great, it's
Oh.
toilet water. Which one?
I have a 7-year-old boy. I've sat in a lot of piss.
Touche, my friend.
I mean, the alternative to all of
I
this
understand
is
this.
not going to the bathroom in public. That's what I do. I avoid it. All
There you go,
Well,
costs.
I carry Lysol wipes.
That's a smart idea. That's a
Do ya?
Ever
That's
since
such a smart
ever
idea.
since the whole pandemic thing, like I started carrying like baby wipes and Lysol wipes because I don't want to touch the toilet
Mm.
paper
I don't
in
think
public
baby
bathrooms,
wipes can be flushed.
and I like to clean like the stall before I use it. Can't believe we're talking about bathrooms.
Well, you know,
I
that's
mean-
another thing. If you guys, like, everybody's carrying around hand sanitizer, if you're still doing that,
Mhm.
you know, which I just wash my hands and don't touch everything in the fucking world. And I have hand sanitizer in my truck. But you could also bring that little bottle with you and just squirt it on the fucking toilet seat and wipe it off with some toilet paper. You know, there's ways to do things.
I'm
Let
a
it sit
handyman.
until it
I have to
dries
carry a
just stand there
toolbox.
for a minute.
I carry a hand sanitizer like bottle like this big everywhere. It's right there on my toolbox.
There you go. So,
Yes.
where were we, Ben? What's the next one we were talking about?
I don't know.
Where were we? I know we really
Talking
got
about
into the
bro
bathroom
stuff.
thing there.
Yeah, we talked about locker rooms. We talked about bathrooms. Someone's echoing, and I don't know who it is.
Is it me?
I think it's
Let me hear
probably.
myself.
I don't know.
You hear a random video in the background, then it's me.
No, it's me. I heard my voice. It was.
Oh.
Well, I'm not the one echoing, but I hear my voice on somebody else.
How about
You
Oh, that's
remember when
weird, 'cause I
Laura-
don't hear any
No.
echoing.
You remember when Laura Ingraham suggested that trans people just wear diapers when going out in public?
I was no.
Like, imagine being
I
that
do not
insensitive of
remember
an asshole.
Wait a minute. They said what?
I did not.
Laura
Yeah, that
Ingraham
happened.
recommended that trans people just wear diapers when they go out.
I don't know who that is. I'm gonna
Fucking
look them
suck
up.
my dick, bitch. What?
An awful piece of shit.
Yeah.
Ingalls? Ingalls?
Ingram.
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 Oh, Ingram. I heard Ingalls.
I mean, if you guys want me to be more masculine, I'll just put in an STP and just piss outside the fucking door under a
Oh,
tree like most guys
never
do.
mind. I
Fuck
know
it.
who this person is.
Just fucking whip it out and piss on a tree. I was driving down the road one day, and this is a little two-lane, like 40 mile per hour, 35 mile per hour, really curvy back road. And this guy's on a bike, and I see him pull off because the road kind of curves like this, you know, and then it goes back. So I see him from when I'm coming around here, and he pulls off the road, you know. And I was like, oh, you know, and I thought he looked like he was messing with something in his hands. I thought, oh, he stopped to text somebody, right? No, he
Okay.
just whips out his dick right there. He's like
Oh.
2 feet from the road. There's a huge field. There's a couple of trees about 15 feet away. Just stands right there and just fucking pisses. And I'm like, do you have no fucking like respect for any? You know, maybe there's a kid driving by that's not old enough to see your penis yet, you dickhead.
Yep. So I
I
need to
just
go ahead
don't
and correct
even-
myself. Laura Ingram suggested that people wear diapers to avoid using the bathroom with trans people.
Wait, what? She
That's
said trans
I think
people
that's-
should wear diapers.
No.
No.
I'm
Straight
correcting
people.
myself.
Oh,
Wait.
straight people. Cis people should wear
Cis
diapers
Cis people,
to
not
avoid.
straight people.
Sorry, my bad. I'm so sorry.
I think I'll just use the bathroom and not worry about it.
I think everyone's just in there to kind of like do their business.
I just
and
want to
leave.
pee, and I assume everybody else wants to just pee. Like,
Yeah. Also, I love you all, and if we were closer, I would offer to make you a sandwich.
yeah, Jonathan, you are making me jealous.
That looks good. What kind of sandwich is that, if I may ask?
White hoagie, Colby Jack, Kalamata olive spread, olive oil wetting the bread, Roma tomato, rinsed onions, Greek seasoning on the tomatoes and the onions, and a mustard that is called what is the name of it? Mustard vapor. I got it from a specialty store at
This is some
in
really
Austin.
bougie ass sandwich, my guy.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it
And
is.
honestly, you lost me at olives, and I have to say you gotta throw it in the trash.
Don't you fuck with my olives.
I don't.
I'm with you,
Wow.
Jupin. I don't want the olive spread.
You don't have to eat the olives. The olives
spread
are for
is
me.
delicious.
Also,
olives
I
are
have
delicious.
to-
I don't mind black olives. It's the
I don't like
anything
olives.
else.
I don't know.
Y'all are
Cheapest!
weird.
There's a whole
Coffee.
there's a whole variety of olives out
Already
there
empty.
to
I
try.
don't care. It's the texture. It's a texture.
You're not going to get the texture with an olive spread.
I don't care.
Then
But
why'd you mention the
Kalamata olives
texture?
are not the same as other olives. They have a different texture to them.
You should seem to be
Maria's
like,
Team Olive.
That's right.
Hating olive.
Hashtag Team Olive.
yeah.
Team Olive.
Fucking
I'm
I'm
Team
like
olive.
team some olives.
I do
If you
have
guys
another-
haven't got some high-end olives, right? Cut them into like quarters or something, slice them into quarters, whatever. Get you some good like Manchego, or I love Manchego cheese. If you get Kalamata olives, get the wine Manchego. Goes really well together.
Yep.
And get you some crusty bread and just rip it up into little bite-sized pieces. That shit's
Get you a
snack right
toothpick.
there.
Yeah.
That's like an appetizer to go
Okay.
with the fucking wine.
If I'm getting a Manchego though, I want a Castle Vetrano olive.
Oh, I'm sorry. Goat's milk Manchego, not any other. The goat's milk is the best one.
Anyhow,
Now I've seen. Technically, if it's a Manchego, it's supposed to be sheep's milk, but there is a variety from La Mancha
Oh, is it
that
sheep?
yeah, that is made with a combination of ewe, goat, and they call it, what is it, Monte Alban?
What is it?
It's
what?
good shit. Monte Alban, I think, is what you're thinking
Okay.
of. if
Yeah,
you're
you're
talking
right.
about
I
goat.
think it is
Yeah.
sheep. I think you're right.
Okay, who wants to
But they
accuse
make-
me of
they
being
make the
bougie?
different kinds
Who
of
wants to?
Manchego.
Go ahead, get it in. Get it
I
in.
accused Jonathan
You
of
are.
being bougie in Austin
I
because
like all olive.
Hey,
we were at the sushi place
Quit,
and
dude.
he was like talking about how high quality their soy sauce was, and I'm like, bro, like I don't use soy sauce with my sushi. I'm just like, it's soy sauce.
What?
All right, it's
he's like-
brown
Soy sauce
salt
in your
water.
sushi?
Maybe if they
I
use
don't
better
use
soy
it.
sauce at other places, you would use soy sauce with your sushi.
No, I just don't need it.
You didn't try it.
It's
But it
brown
makes it-
salt
It
water.
makes the sushi
Yeah.
so much
Not
better.
when you have the good
I'm
shit.
a sushi purist. I like the fish and the rice.
well, sushi is fantastic and
Well,
all,
the-
but what I'm
Sushi
stuck
isn't even a
on-
sushi purist.
What I'm stuck on is that mustard stuff you were talking about. What was it?
Oh yeah, it's called mustard vapor.
Okay,
And
but I'm not. I looked that up, and I don't think that this is it, my guy. And this is something about mustard gas.
But also,
Was there- like, as in, like, the
hold
weapon
on.
thing?
hey
Sulfur
friends,
mustard.
this is hold
Oh
on.
wait.
This is the man
Yeah,
that
Larry.
made my
Pause.
hat. This
Huh?
is the man that made my hat.
Cool.
Cool.
Hi, Larry.
Now 1 second, I'm gonna go get my mustard.
Thank
Oh,
you.
we
you
can't
can't-
hear you.
We can't hear you,
You're
Larry.
muted somewhere.
You're muted.
It's
Now
it's
you're
on,
double muted.
No, it's on live stream still. No,
I'm
you
gonna go
gotta
get a refill.
do press the microphone thing. Yes. Then you
Huh.
have to enable it on your
Nope.
computer.
Double check your mic settings in StreamYard too, and make sure they match your computer.
That's a
I have that problem all the time, don't I, Ben? Discord.
Yeah, StreamYard is complicated.
Discord fucking hates me. I just want everybody to know that.
I am not a Luddite, but I do not understand technology. It was a journey.
We can hear you.
Here.
We can hear you.
It was a complicated journey to get here. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey,
So-
well,
Hi.
So we have some cis people here, but they're cool cis people.
Oh, yeah, no,
No.
I saw that was the first link. No, that looks really good.
It's really freaking good.
Is it super spicy?
Yes, it's like almost like a horseradish mustard. A little stronger than one though.
I don't like
So-
horseradish too much, but I'm willing to try. Oh, it's sold out. Never mind.
So we're gonna pause
If
the
you've ever-
mustard conversation briefly because I would love for us to do some introductions. since
I'm
we
gonna
have
say
new people.
one more thing about mustard, then we'll move on. If anybody's
Okay.
ever had Grey Poupon,
That shit-
Yes.
there's horseradish in it. That's why it's so
Yeah.
good. Okay,
Yes.
Ben, go. All yours.
Okay,
buddy.
but also let me my 2 cents on the mustard. Beer mustard. Try some beer mustard. Okay.
Mhm.
Anyway. Yes, so so Larry is the lovely fellow who made my hat and go buy stuff from his store. He's also trans. I met him on Twitter. So I guess let's kind of go around the room, introduce ourselves because I think we probably have some new people in the chat too, but just so we all get acquainted. So Beck, would you like? It's your show. Do you like to start?
It's our show, but I'm to the left of you, so I'll start.
It's your channel.
So this is my channel. You're right. So anybody that doesn't know me, you can find me under just B, pretty much anywhere. I'm on TikTok, on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, on I don't know, somewhere else, Snapchat or something. Anyways, just look me up through there.
I know your girlfriend's in the chat.
I just saw her. Anyways, that's where you guys can find me at. And Heather said, just take a pee. Anyways, yeah, so I do advocacy for everybody in the whole entire fucking world because I think everybody should be treated equally. And I am trans, and I previously identified as a lesbian, and because I was doing baby steps. So I did that for 20 years, big, lots of baby steps. So here I am now, and we're gonna fucking try to advocate to smash all this toxic masculinity shit. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I'm Ben. I'm a trans guy. 5 months on T, and I'm a med student. I talk about trans healthcare and all that kind of stuff. I'm on the Twitters, I'm on the YouTubes, I'm on the Twitches. So I wanted to start this with B and bring some more visibility to the trans guys, because I feel like we're all kind of hiding in our own little corners, and we got to be allies for each other and kind of get the word out. So here we are.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Jupit, you want to say anything about yourself?
Maybe a
Okay, maybe Jupit's not there.
maybe
Santi.
a no there. Yeah.
I'm Santi. I was born cis male. I recently came out as asexual, and I'm an ally. Like I like to say, I'm an ally. I love B, and I'm glad to meet Ben and the rest of you. Stupid, but really. Sorry, I'm sorry, it's just read what they put there.
Everybody thinks I'm laughing at you. No, I'm laughing at what Jupiter put.
Yeah, I was laughing at that too, and well, that's about all I have to say about myself. I'm still really fresh out of there, and B helped me out through it, and I'm that's all I had to say about myself. I also have a podcast. That's it.
And thank you for talking about it, Santi. You know I love you to death. So, all right, Larry.
Hi, so my name is Larry, he, him, and I've been transitioning medically for the last 2 years. My 2-year maniversary will be next month, actually.
Maniversary! Hell yeah!
I love it. I'm totally using that.
Great.
And I literally spent the last 20 minutes frantically trying to make a new Google account so that I could get on to talk to you guys, because everything, I don't know what happened. I used to have a YouTube channel, and something that was on that YouTube channel got me banned. And so the account that I've been using, I can watch stuff, but I can't interact with anything. So I had to just do everything again. But I made it. I'm here. It's very nice to meet you.
I'm so glad you made it. And just so you know, I did friend you on Twitter. Friend me back, hit me up with a message, and we will invite you to any possible stream you could possibly ever want. We do like 3 or 4 nights a week. You're always welcome.
Follow for follow.
Also, go buy his hats on Etsy.
Yeah.
What's your
go buy the hat.
You don't have
Go
to
buy
plug
his
my
hat.
shit. It's
So
okay.
if-
It's
hey,
a good hat.
What kind of hat? What kind
Yes,
of
sir.
hat would you recommend for somebody with an incredibly massive ego?
Massive ego.
Something
light
that just
blue one?
screams Pope of
Probably-
atheism.
Well, you can get a
probably
buy
just
hat,
like
Jonathan.
one of those fucking the Cat in the Hat hats that stick out like 4 feet
Those
from
are
your head.
awesome.
Yeah.
I could see
And they
that.
get the little atheist, the little atom symbol right in the middle.
Yeah.
Just like
Hey,
that.
you know what you could do, Larry? You could do like yes, and then on the back go, I am an asshole. I would buy one of those just for the
I
hell of it.
started learning how to do mosaic crochet recently, and I can do text now, so don't tempt me.
Oh,
Ollie!
oh, I got all kinds of
Beck,
ideas, Larry. Without the skill, we'll talk.
Beck, what is your
Heads
what
up,
is
this
your
is not a
handle?
disc golf conversation.
I'm sorry.
What? Disc golf. Disc
Yeah.
golf.
Wait a minute. Wait.
No.
Let's go chuck a disc.
Nope.
One of my husband's uncles plays disc golf like semi-professionally. It is a thing.
No, you can't get Ollie started. That's
No. I was specifically telling Ollie we weren't talking about that today.
Larry, what do you
know what
ask
that
me?
is?
Oh, what is your Twitter handle? Because
It's B
I'm
no
lost.
just B everywhere. Sometimes there's a dash after the B E. So BENOJUSTB. But I did follow you today, so you should be able to find me in your notifications.
Sorry.
All right, Bolts, give us your introduction, since we're just kind of doing introductions because we have new people in the community.
I am Bolt. I am, I guess, not the only token cis white guy here.
Hope not.
I'm not white.
Santi.
But you're not head either.
I am I'm an ally, and I'm trying to be my best, like the best ally I can be. Like I don't always know how to do that, and I rely on my friends here to help me be a better ally every day. So
You're awesome, Bolt. We love you, man.
thanks, Beck. But yeah, so I'm here to stand with everybody, not for you, but I will if you need me to. So,
Jonathan and your ego.
Yes, so I am Jonathan. I am the most important person in my own life. And if you have a problem with that, we can have a discussion about that. But if you're not the most important person in your own life, I feel bad for you. I major in storytelling, and I minor in a little bit of activism and pulling my hair out as I listen to people try to explain to me how force equals mass times acceleration proves the existence of a god. So, I do things.
Just as a fun tidbit, the old channel that I used to have, the one that got banned, it was actually The Ethical Atheist. So I know a little bit about that.
Yay!
So you were in the right community. We are all kind of part of the atheist community. So
We're totally. Larry's gonna be everywhere when we're done with him.
you're gonna be
All right,
everywhere,
Ollie.
Yeah.
Was that a threat?
What? I don't know.
Be over here threatening Larry?
I'm Canadian Ollie man. I'm from the east coast of Canada, Prince Edward Island. Cis male. I major in pot smoking and minor in disc golf.
I assumed it was a dual major.
I thought so too.
No, Sir Little Wolf, you can be whatever you want to be. We accept everybody on our channels, me and Ben's, as long as you're not a dickhead. That's our rule. So no,
Only
be
rule is
pagan,
don't
be
be a
whatever
dick.
you want to be.
What if
be
you're a
yourself.
dickhead? Do you get thrown to me? And
You're especially not allowed. I don't know, but you're especially not allowed to be a dick to yourself.
Damn, I major in that.
Yeah.
Nope,
we
not
frown on
allowed,
that as
Jupit.
well.
That's too late.
Not allowed.
That's my major though.
No, you're not allowed.
Damn.
Change majors. Meet with your academic advisor.
No.
I just
The
met John.
college
I
is
really
removing
like
that program.
You're awesome, John. You're very inspiring.
Thank you.
We need one all.
So much.
So
It's because I know that I'm actually a piece of shit, but I love myself anyway.
So for the people who recently joined in, the topic tonight is about masculinity and how we can do a better job being positively masculine and not being masculine assholes, and also including trans masculine people and trans men. Just, I don't know, just being dudes, but being good dudes, you know?
Oh, straight up, I will not go to a meeting of cis-het white dudes. I don't do that.
Yeah, that's a clan meeting.
Okay.
So, Larry, before
Ollie,
you got here,
wait, am I describing disc golf there, or
Kind
I'll
of.
I
kick
figured?
you.
Okay,
I can't say you're not.
so with the exception of disc golf, okay,
It's
Wait,
all
if
right,
I show
Jonathan.
if I show up, it's not cishet. So, yeah, there we go.
There you go.
It's true. It's true. So, Larry, we were discussing bathroom issues and people worrying about how other people dress and the trans struggle of walking out the every day hoping that people don't out you. And so, what do you, any thoughts you have on any of that? Any experiences you've had? We'd love to hear it.
So I came out publicly way before I started passing physically. Like I'm to the point now where I've had my top surgery and I dress the way that I dress and I act the way that I act, and I don't get clocked super often anymore, or at least people don't say anything. But before I had my top surgery, I had literally like my doctor once described me as Dolly Parton-esque. And I started using men's restrooms while I still looked like that. And so
wow, you're tougher than I am.
But so I pretty much I do not fear death. And I'm not trying to talk myself up like I'm a hero or anything. I got to the point where I did not care if people said shit to me, because I'm a very big dude, and I was even before I started testosterone, and so I was not necessarily worried about like a physical altercation, because I'm a big person and I had 4 brothers and I can throw hands if I have to. But I found that like because of that strategy, not as many people really have the guts to say stuff to your face as you would think, or at least in my experience. Like a lot of people, if you really just like assert yourself in that space like you belong there, they don't have the guts to challenge you. And if they do, they don't have any ground to stand on to do anything to you. Like if somebody assaults you in public, then, they go to jail, right?
Yeah.
Not that you don't want it to get to that point ever, obviously, in the first place, but that was just so my experience in that regard is different than a lot of other people's, because to me it was more important to do that self-affirmation than to be safe, which is probably not good advice. But I used to work at a warehouse which was very male dominated, and I came out publicly at work before I started medically transitioning, and they gave me the go-ahead, and I had their support and backing to use whatever restroom I wanted to, and they didn't really have a lot of differentiation as far as like uniforms or anything, but basically anything that was gendered, they gave me the go-ahead to select the masculine version. So that gave me a lot of confidence in that regard.
Yeah, I get that. I have spent most of my adult life working in male jobs, even when I identified as a female lesbian. And so, yeah, I get it. It's tough. Like I always had to bust my ass to prove that I could do it better than everybody else. So they would back down and not be dickheads to me. So I totally understand, that end of it and the end of, I mean, now I can't complain. I live in a very progressive, accepting city / community, and so now I just have to train the people at the patients at the practice where I work that there's a guy that works there now, because there never has been. There's never been a swinging dick in the place. So now I'm like, they're like, oh. What'd you say your name was? And they try to make it into like a female name over and over again. And I'm like, no. I mean, I do have to say though, the patients that have said to me, oh, you changed your name, your voice sounds different, is that you? And I just tell the truth, because I'm not I'm just going to say it, if you don't like it, you can find another practice. If you're going to be like that, the providers at our practice don't want you anyways. because
Yeah.
they're all accepting and loving people.
Yeah. And that is
so-
another thing. That is another thing about my experience. Like my ability, I am in a very privileged position that I am able to assert myself that way, because I also live in a very liberal bubble. I live in Indianapolis, so this is a very, very blue city in the middle of a very red state. So like I'm less likely to be challenged in this area than other places. So
yeah. And that's one of the reasons I had the balls to do this anyways, honestly. You know, I got this job at this family practice with these amazing fucking people, and we all turned into like a big family, and we have a good, you know, flow between us and everything. And I just like walked up to everybody and said, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to transition and I'm going with Beck." And they were like, "Oh, okay." And that was pretty much a couple eyebrows raised, like, "Oh, that was a little bit of a surprise. Didn't see that coming," which is fine.
Yep.
But they've all been really
Who didn't
supportive
see it coming?
and they will correct the patients and everything for me, or anybody that walks in and calls me anything different than he. So I'm very lucky like that.
When I started my job at FedEx, on the application there was an option where you could say that you're trans up front. Their choice of language was a little bit not great, but
Yeah.
they on the application you can select male, female, or male impersonator, or female impersonator.
What?
That's wrong.
That's like drag. That's
what
not
they
real life.
they think you're
That's-
like pulling a Robin Williams moment, or just fuck.
I
Ouch.
actually I got a chance to talk to Chris Neese, who was the HR coordinator for overnight over there, and I put it in his ear that was not considered, you know, respectful language. I don't know if they ever actually changed it, but I felt good that I at least said something about it.
I mean, that's like putting on an
Yikes.
application, "Are you black / a white impersonator?" I mean, what the, you know
Yep.
what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Do you
There's
go
so many
around in
different
black
levels.
face?
I am a white impersonator. I'm actually, I don't know. I can't even pretend.
Yeah, I don't know what an impersonator should
I
be.
need
Yeah,
to
that's
smoke
ridiculous.
more pot because of that now.
Yeah, we were actually talking at work because the charts we use, and actually, Heather brought it up. The charts we use don't have a other or they, them, they, or anything, just MF. And so
Yeah.
speaking of which, now that we're talking about it, I'm going to call the chart people and tell them you need to correct that. And I am pretty lucky. Like, I went to the dentist the other day and they had, you know, what was it? How do you identify male, female, preferred name, which is great because I haven't changed my legal name yet. And when they came out to get me, they didn't even just, you know, instantly just were on it and never blinked twice looking at me or nothing. So
So Eskenazi is the hospital that I go through for all of my medical care, not just trans related stuff. And because they have the transgender clinic inside of that hospital, a lot of their stuff is a little bit better structured. But a problem that they seem to have is that a lot of the staff don't pay any attention to the line where it says gender identity, and they just go from the line that says, you know, assigned gender at birth, because they have to have both on there for your medical records. So there's a little bit of a training issue that I think needs to happen there.
There's
Well,
a
you know,
lot
the
that needs to
problem-
happen in the medical field with awareness of trans issues, and I'm part of the group that's trying to fix that because I do have a lot of pull in that area. I've been asked by medical schools to speak on the subject and to help change our curriculum, and I think it's heading in the right direction, but it's very slow.
Yeah. And Ben has faced a lot of online harassment for it. Like a ridiculous
I believe it.
amount.
I believe it.
The turfs will come at me in hordes, and of course they're going to find whatever they can to bully you about if you're trans. And the thing is, for me, like, because I'm in medical school, the thing that they go to is you should not be a doctor if you believe in gender ideology, or like, how can you be in med school? How can you be a doctor? And like be trans.
Yeah.
And like that's a hit not only on my identity, but also on my training and the years of work that I'm putting into it. It's like incredibly dehumanizing of them to do something like that. And it kills me like every time I see that. But
The science is on your side, though.
the science is on my side. And they're scared that they're losing ground because of that. And like they should be losing ground because of that.
Well, it makes me think about how right-wing think tanks in the 70s became about, having conclusions and then, justifying them rather than, following evidence. I think a lot of what we see now is a backlash from that.
Yeah.
Probably beasts.
Yeah. He's telling them off.
The one that I've been
He's telling
getting
them off.
recently is I got into an argument with a couple of gender critical women last week, and they ended up calling me a pedophile and then getting all their friends to spam call me a pedophile because if I believe in letting kids use puberty blockers, that means that I want them to stay looking like children for longer because I like how children look.
Yeah, they'll make whatever
Which,
they have to.
which is a dumb argument because I've any of them that I've confronted about puberty blockers, which I'm in med school, like I've studied these in great detail, like they're on my boards. And anytime I ask one of them to describe to me the mechanism of puberty blockers, they can't do it. They don't know how they work. Like, how do you think you understand, like, what a puberty blocker does if you can't tell me how it operates? Like, I can tell you how it operates, and I can tell you it's reversible. So, and I can tell you the criteria of when you would use it, how long you'd use it for, what other cases you would use it besides trans issues. Like, they can't tell me any of that. So, I mean, their argument does not hold any water.
The thing the TERFs reach for with me is calling me a misogynist.
Oh, yep. When I don't get clocked as trans, that's the one I get the most.
Yep.
Really?
I've been accused of mansplaining to women about gender, and one person like specifically said I was mansplaining, and then they deleted that tweet because they realized that I'm trans.
My favorite thing to do when somebody deletes a tweet is to take a screenshot of it from my my little tab that tells me everything that's going on, and then just post it as a reply to them.
My little tab that tells me everything that's going on.
I'm drunk. I didn't remember what it was. Why is the high guy laughing at me over that?
Why are we drunk on a Monday? Why are we drunk on a Monday?
So there's a very, 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 very small minority.
Notifications tab. Go ahead, please.
Very, very, very small minority of radical feminists who have this philosophical belief that if it comes out of a woman's mouth, it's automatically correct.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where a lot of the gender critical feminists hide behind that. We're like, well,
yes,
you
TERFs are dumb.
You just don't understand, and you need to listen to women because only women know about this. But they also don't believe that trans identities are valid. So when I come back with I have a vagina, therefore you should listen to me, they really, really, really don't like that.
Or they don't not like trans men. They pretend that we don't exist.
No,
because
we are.
And if you point out they're pretending trans people don't exist, you typically get a block.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I love it. I love it every time.
Flexing your power on them. If you can piss them off, it's fantastic and hilarious.
I've never really understood the whole TERF thing in the first place because isn't feminism just the belief in the equality of the genders or of the sexes or whatever?
Yep.
Like men and women are equal. So I would consider myself a feminist because I think that women are equal to men and should be considered equal to men in society. That has nothing to do with gender identity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like if you identify as a man, you're as equal to a woman as just a cis man.
Yeah.
And the other way around is true too. So how does it have anything to do with trans issues whatsoever?
Yeah. I pointed out that one of the things that the gender critical thing that's anti-trans women specifically rides on is this idea that women are inherently vulnerable to trans women because trans women are men and men are stronger physically than women. And they've started this weird backward thing where they're claiming to be feminists, but they're also claiming that women are free, like weak and fragile, and basically
In need of protection.
could be blown away by a gust of wind. And I'm like, do you know what kind of person that ideology serves the most? Misogynists. Like,
Right.
painting women as incredibly weak, fragile characters that need to be protected by real men serves misogynists. And it doesn't help you at all.
And like, if you are really that
that's not a stove, it's a real fire. Sorry.
Like, if you're really that opposed to somebody else's identity and their own expression of their gender identity, like, that's on you. That's not a problem with them. Like, if I have a problem with Jonathan because he's a man and masculine, like, that's not a problem with Jonathan. That's a problem with me. Like, I'm probably really insecure in who I am if I'm like, wow, I have such a problem with you being yourself.
You think I'm masculine?
I do think you're masculine, Jonathan.
The beard on you. Come on now.
And then he does this. Aww.
and yeah, that's a real fire.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I do have a round the horn question that I'd love to ask everybody in this group. Since the topic is masculinity.
I'm kind of scared right now, but okay.
I mean, that is okay. So the question is, what thing that is considered to be stereotypically masculine is something that you like really enjoy?
Wait, that is supposed to be masculine? That is not supposed to be masculine?
Or that is stereotypically masculine? Like, what is something that is traditionally viewed as masculine that you really like?
Can I have two
Focusing
answers?
on positive masculinity. Yeah, you can have multiple answers.
F1 racing. I'm big into F1 racing. And I know I say disc golf a lot, but I used to be into paintball pretty heavy when I used to be in better shape. So
Power
Okay,
tools.
Jonathan.
What,
Yeah, we
my
can go
turn?
that way. Yeah, we can go that way.
Pornography and woodworking and construction.
I don't see construction or woodworking as something masculine because I know, like, from my work environment, I know women that are better at both those things than I am.
I'm aware of women who are better than most men at those things, but also they're traditionally viewed as masculine.
Yeah. Okay.
I know women who are better at porn than I am.
Touche. All right, Larry.
Arden does a great job.
I like doing stuff in the yard. I like building. I like getting dirty. Like, I really, really love like going to town on like building a flower bed or something and just like ripping up the entire yard and putting it back together again. That's something I really, really enjoy. I like building stuff. My father-in-law is teaching me how to use different power tools right now. And we just started using this like pneumatic air-powered like nail gun. And that's pretty hot. It's pretty sexy.
Is it the one with battery or the one that you connect to the compressor?
It's got a compressor.
I like the ones that are
one.
coming out in New Zealand that are compressed air powered, where there's the little cartridge of compressed air. Those look amazing.
Yep.
Well, I haven't seen those yet.
Paintball guns run off of those.
These ones,
The
it's like,
ones
It
for
looks
the
like it's
framing
sidetracked,
guns.
You on the bottom.
Mm.
That's why you're down there.
this
Go
one's like
ahead.
it's literally almost belt fed. You just put like a whole cartridge of nails in it, and you could just go for like 400 bursts. It's great.
Yep. B, you
yeah,
can put me on the bottom all you want. I know I'm a top.
Oh, that's it. You and Ollie gonna go. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
What did I do there?
Why would
Why
you,
did I get? just
why
kicked
would
out
you
there?
throw
What's
out
going on
Ollie for
there?
me saying something?
What
Because
did
you
I
guys
do?
go hand in hand and feed off each other. Anyway,
What?
Bolt. Bolt,
Bolt's
go
turn.
ahead.
Sort of
I
like a
mean-
human centipede.
I'm gonna just say I love driving.
No,
Like I absolutely love driving.
that's a good one too, Bolt.
It's
Yeah.
it's a thing I want to be good at. It's like it's not like just a method of getting from point A to point B. It's like if I can't slide the car around a corner like in a snowstorm, like or just like if you
Yeah.
somehow lost control, like if I can't regain that control, I'd feel like I wasn't like as manly as I am. So like
Dude,
that's shit I practice. It's like
I love going for a drive in a snowstorm at 3:00 in the morning when
Right.
there's nobody on the road.
it's great. It's the
And we
best.
got
It's
so many of
practice
those,
time.
Yeah, we got so many of those roundabouts here, the rotary corners. It's so
Yeah.
you could just go through them sideways, go around the whole corner. It's so
Yeah,
great.
yeah, you just slide all the way around. Yeah,
I'll have
and-
you guys know
I
I
don't know.
drift in my pickup all the fucking time.
Yeah.
yeah. See,
I live on a dirt ass fucking road that's got like just enough sand in it, and there's a couple tight curves, and I just drift.
and you
around
got that
every fucking day.
rear wheel drive in there, and you can just
Fucking love
slide
it.
and hold
Yeah,
that
it
slide.
makes my dick big.
It's
It does.
great.
Yep, it's true. All right, Jupit,
Jupit.
what do you have?
Cool, Jenny. I'll take it.
Okay. What about you, Ben?
Oh,
Okay. So I really like beer, and I really like grappling. Like I do competitive Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I don't know, like wrestling. I was gonna say like wrestling. If you just say wrestling right off the bat, people think like WWE, but like no, like real wrestling, like real grappling. That's where it's at.
true.
Wrestling.
True.
Wrestling.
I will second upvote what Ben just said.
What about you, Jupit? What do you like that's toxic masculine label?
Well, it doesn't have to be toxic.
activity?
It's just masculine.
Well, whatever.
I'm too feminine to really like too many masculine things outside of like beer.
Beer. There you go.
Beer. There you go.
You know,
However, there was a time when beer was considered feminine.
There's no such thing as too feminine, by the way.
True.
So the first thing I'm going to say is, before I do my part, Ben, why don't you explain what Oxic is?
Oh, so we picked Oxic because we don't want to be toxic. So we're creating a community that is Oxic. Oxic Transculinity is the
Shouldn't it be like Noxic or something?
No, but that sounds like noxious.
Yeah,
like
it's-
noxious
Yeah,
gas.
no.
It's Oxic.
And also,
I like
what
Oxic.
is? And also, Ben, what is an Oxic?
How about
When it
You
comes
looked
to
up the
medical-
definition.
Am
you
I
looked
here
up
in
the
Googling?
definition.
how about essential masculinity?
Go ahead. No.
That way we
Google-
can jump
Google
on the
correct
essential oils
definition
craze.
because I'll screw it up.
Oh yeah.
That it has oxygen.
See, that's what it made me think of. It made me think of like antioxidant for some reason.
I think because B came up with the pun of the name.
An Oxic is it's a medical explained journal kind of thing. That's all I
Okay.
can remember. So it's real.
There
And it's
isn't
correct.
really a word that's
It's
directly
definitely a
opposite
word.
to toxic, though. So
And
Well, I
Oxic,
just
I
know
figured
I-
Oxic was funny, and you moved the T to the trans. So
designating
It's like
a
the trans
process
people-
or
So
environment.
That's
in
why
which
I wanted to
oxygen-
answer that for Math Pig. So as far as I go, I like motorcycles and I love my pickup truck, and this was all long before I started transitioning 2.5 months ago. I like doing woodworking, and I like tearing down walls when it comes to construction. I'll fucking cut that shit up with a goddamn sawzall and put a damn sledgehammer through it. I randomly beer, but not very often. I actually prefer more like sweet girly drinks. Don't give a fuck if anybody likes it or not. That's what the fuck I like. If I want to put some fucking whiskey in it, I want it to be sweet. Although, touche Jonathan, I tried some nice 12-year Scotch whiskey and I really fucking like it. But I still put a little bit of sugar in the drink. Anyways, I have a lot of like masculine labeled shit. I used to be a truck driver. I was a truck driver over the road for 8 years and local for like 1.5 years, almost 2 years. Maybe more. I can't really remember right now. I've had a lot of jobs. I mean, I do. I like the thrill of being in EMS, and I can drive a goddamn ambulance fucking running hot like no motherfucker can.
Hell yeah.
I scared a 28-year paramedic, but when he was done, he said, "God damn, you can fucking drive." And I said, "This is an ambulance. I just got done driving a truck for 10 fucking years.
Yeah,
This is
You need to go
nothing.
on
This is a
stream with-
toy."
You need to stream with Bolt. Like, you two need to do a truck driving simulation stream together.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, dude, I'd fucking do that with you. Somebody gave me a
In
free
my
game
20s, I
before.
worked delivery driving a 5-ton straight truck. Not a big 18-wheeler.
So, B, I picked myself up a little sampler pack as a little gift to myself.
You did. Why is
It's
it
a-
open now, Jonathan?
As a gift to myself?
Yeah, why is it open now?
Because I fucking wanted it.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a gift if
no.
you don't open it.
Math
a
Pig, you are not being a dick. It was an absolutely viable question that somebody else is probably already thinking of and nobody asked. So,
Yeah.
no, we're not offended at all, buddy. You're fine.
That's a 14-year. I have not tried it yet.
Ooh.
I
It's
want to
just-
try some of that. That looks so good.
We should
I-
pick
Go
up
for
a
it.
sampler.
Down
I
it.
tell you what,
We
we
Jonathan.
bought that I was impressed by was Glenlivet.
Maybe we should try that one next.
The 12
Do we-
year is about $45 a bottle here, but it's
Let's-
smooth and it's fucking. I was
Okay,
fuck Jack Daniels. She
Let's
wants a
do a
goddamn
Scotch
whiskey
tasting
by some
stream.
Glenlivet.
that would be great. We could pick up we could all pick up the same sampler and just try it.
We could do it as a whiskey sampler stream. Yeah.
We should
We should
do
get
that,
V
just
on
the
for
little,
that.
Oh, they quit
Let's
selling
get
them
V
here
on
because
for
all
that.
the
Hell
fucking
yeah.
homeless people were stealing them.
I'd
we
have
can't sell,
to.
we can't have them anymore. I'll have to buy pints.
I'd have to set that one out because I cannot consume alcohol.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's
That's
nothing to be
okay.
sorry about. No, I
I'll do
actually
it
really
for
like.
you.
I love Scotch. I just can't drink it because I have like a liver enzyme problem, which means I
Yeah.
can't.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
Uh,
drink. It's
quick-
okay. It's okay, Larry. I'll do it for you.
Quick
Yeah,
aside,
Cooper loves to drink.
I'll
Drink
drink
all the
for you
I'm
Scotch.
just
too,
thinking
Larry.
I can get half a dozen different types of pot and try them over the night.
Can I do it with you?
I mean, I could probably have that,
Oh,
except I'm in
Jenny.
Indiana,
Hi,
and
Jenny.
Indiana's stupid.
Sorry.
Jenny Morgan sounds like it would be like its own whiskey.
Like
Right.
Captain
Jenny
Morgan,
Morgan
but not
should be
Bottom
whiskey.
Some sort of
Mhm.
Well,
moonshine.
actually,
She
it
is-
says it's Morgan. Wouldn't it be rum? Come
Well,
on.
it's like Captain
She-
Morgan, but Captain Morgan's the bottom shelf and Jenny Morgan's like the top shelf.
See, but Jenny Morgan, she should be a whiskey though, or something, because she's like spicy, zippy.
Yeah.
But imagine
Yeah,
like
Sounds
Sounds
like
like
rum.
rum. Like a
Wait a
spicy
minute,
it'd be
rum.
like-
Sounds rum.
Nope. We're not doing that. Talk over each other. Shit. Calm down,
Yep.
guys.
Sorry.
It'd be-
She's sweet and calm and kind of smooth, but she must have some kind of back flavor in the whiskey because she's full of surprises.
Yeah, but imagine like Glenn Jenny Mornigy or something like that. Like it just sounds right.
Right.
But Jupiter and I have both been trying to hint and get an answer on this in the chat.
Yeah.
Somebody posted about a Mario Golf RPG, and I want to know what the fuck that is. I've been silent this whole time.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm changing my name to follow you.
Someone owes us an explanation of that, and I have been too drunk to find who originally posted it.
I
So
don't
Well,
know.
like the new Mario Sport game is a golf game, isn't it?
Major.
That's
wolf.
not an RPG though.
oh my, that
Never
smells amazing.
I want to do a Scotch tasting stream now. We will plan this. We need to plan this. We need to get V on board with it. Let's make this happen, please.
You're right.
Oh
Have
my.
to get a sampler.
Can we do it?
I
like-
can-
The sampler.
I can taste the port cask. I can really taste the cask that it was in. That is nice. That is nice.
Oh, did you see what Jenny put in the chat?
Oh my god, what'd you do?
I love Jenny.
I thought it was Sir Little Wolf. Mario Golf is a game
okay.
on Game Boy Advanced.
Okay, I actually saw that yesterday at a used game store. I considered getting it because I
happened?
remember and have good memories of playing that. Holy
So this
shit,
turned
that's
into a
good.
whiskey stream. We need to quit either that or we just need to go ahead and just let everybody segue, Ben. What do you want to do?
I have bullet bourbon behind me,
It's
but I need to
almost
put it. I'm gonna put it in
Only
my
got rum.
barrel though. I should age it.
it's almost buttery at the start. Like that's good. Like a nutty buttery taste at the start.
Really?
Yeah,
Nutty
highly
butter.
recommend.
I
I'm going to
forget,
pick up a whole bottle of this at some point.
I forget what it was called, but we did like a liquor tasting before we got married. And one of the scotches that they gave us was literally like those roasted pecans, like with the cinnamon and sugar. That's what it
Oh
tasted
yeah.
like. It was great.
Mm.
What was that called?
I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
You
That
need
sounds
to
delicious.
investigate that, Larry, because I love cinnamon anything. And if it's a good, like, really good whiskey but has some cinnamon in it,
I know that it
isn't
was out of.
Fireball. I drink Fireball like candy. Like that shit's whatever.
I know that it
But
was
if you
out of.
remember what that
Cons.
is? Let me know.
It was out of the store Cons. It was something that they stocked
Cons?
with
How
like
do you
their
spell
signature
it?
collection. KAHN.
KAHN.
They have like a collection. They're like curated collection of liquors that they sell.
You said it was whiskey?
I think it was a Scotch.
Never mind. Should have been.
Still whiskey. It's just a different version.
Yeah.
I can't drink
think I
whiskey.
barrels of whiskey. It
ain't no champagne.
There's Benchmark, Jackson, JTS. Somebody's just texting me.
Cons fine wines and spirits.
Yeah,
They make scotch.
That's what I found. Pine Hug Bourbon. Fuzzy Zoller. Georgia Moon Kern Whiskey. Actually, that sounds really good.
Oh my god, they have a lot in here. I don't have time for that.
I do.
I'm so ADD. I'll never get through that fucking list.
Yeah, there's one of those.
And I'm medicated today.
There's a physical location for them that's literally like 3 blocks from my house. So
Yeah, we have a place that's like Total Wine and Spirits, and they have fucking everything. I mean, I've never really ventured in there much, but because I don't want to, like, I don't know. I'm at the grocery store. They sell fucking the pale ale or the whiskey. The sin whiskey I drink, I'm good. But
whoever that is with the Bob Ross thumbnail, that's really great. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's got the squirrel.
Oh, yeah, he's got the squirrel.
He's got the squirrel.
And we have a thing here. We don't hail God. We hail Bob.
Okay, I can get behind that.
We are Bob. All hail Bob.
Also, Ben has a thing about Himalayan salt dildos.
Did you ever see the thing about the holy trinity of positive masculinity, where it's like Steve Irwin and Bob Ross and
Was it
like,
Mr. Rogers?
Mr. Rogers, yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
those
I
are
wanna get
three
that as a
quality
poster.
men. Quality men. This is bullet bourbon for whoever was saying bullet bourbon in the chat.
Nice.
Damn.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Marie, for hanging out in my Twitch where no one else is. and
I'm
showing
going to
us
pour a
the-
little bit of this in a glass. Like
Every time
yeah.
I post this picture, I remember Men in Black and all the little aliens that were in the locker. And I'm thinking they're worshiping Bob now.
Okay.
All hail
They
Bob.
are.
Oh, Bob, can you see?
I remember that scene.
I always used to say all hail dog. Because you want to talk about unconditional love and loyalty. You get it from a dog faster than you will any god.
Wildheart wants a link.
Yeah, but Wildheart doesn't stay on the topic, and we're kind of like on a... I mean, we're segueing a little bit, but we're still on a main topic here. And as much as I love Wildheart, yeah, I'm going to have him...
He can get wild.
Still love you, bro. Wait a minute. And now new Bobby, the salt penis sleeve. You know what? I fucking love you right now, Dave. That is the best addition to the Himalayan salt dildo would be the Himalayan salt penis sleeve. Absolutely.
Yes.
Everybody should buy one. It's great for masturbation. Let me know how it works out for you.
I feel like that would just end with rubbing salt in the wound.
That's the point. Okay, what started the whole thing, Larry, just so you know, we were talking about, I know my internet keeps blinking or something. It's really weird and I don't know what the fuck's going on. We were talking about people like using crystal dildos and the bacteria and everything that could be in the rock and crystal because it's actually real porous. Yeah, so then Ben came up with the Himalayan salt dildo. because we thought that
Yep.
would be the best way to. Everybody should get one of those.
Because it's funny.
Yeah, and go ahead, rub salt in the wound. Yeah.
I do have a question for not everybody in the group, just for the trans guys in the group. And then we can talk about whatever. I don't have a whole lot of questions about trans guys apart from this one. But if there was one thing that you would say to an egg or a trans guy who is newly out, or anyone who needs advice on being a trans guy, what is the one thing that you would tell them?
I gotta go with one.
What's like the biggest thing that you tell them? You can have a couple. You can have a couple things. That's fine.
Okay.
But just since we're not as big of a community on the internet, and we're not as vocal, like we got to be allies for each other, and we gotta be here for everybody. We're all a brotherhood. So how can we help out our trans brothers? What advice can we give them?
You know what, Larry? I'm gonna let you go first because you have way more time than I do.
Oh, okay. So, just because you're trans doesn't mean that gender roles are no longer bullshit. And what I mean by that is, I think that there's like a common experience for most trans men that you instinctively hold on to very stereotypically masculine things, especially early in transition, because there's an insecurity. You're constantly defending yourself and trying to, get people to accept that you're a guy. And so you hold on to things that you don't even necessarily want. You're just using them as a shield to protect yourself from the dysphoria or from the hostility of other people. But like, you're still allowed to like whatever you like, and it doesn't matter what gender that thing is traditionally assigned to. You can still paint your nails if you want. You can like to grill, you can like to read, you can like to put on swirly dresses still if you want. And I like that thing is something for me that I made myself really, really unhappy by I basically tried to rework my whole personality around this fictional masculine character that I thought I was supposed to be. And I took away a lot of things from myself that made me happy. Like one of the things that I really like is I like to crochet, which is a very traditionally old world feminine thing. But I like it and it makes me happy. And I use it to give gifts to people, which is another thing that I like to do. And so gender roles are still bullshit. You can still be whatever unique individual person you are and still be, pursue your true identity as a trans person. So.
Wow. Whew. I don't know if I can touch that, Larry. That was really good.
Thank you.
I got nothing to say right now. No, I agree with you. One of the things I was going to say is at least in my life, it helped me a lot. I did a lot of self-analysis, and I really sat down and took the parts of me and said, hey, I don't like this, or I do like this, and this is who I am, and I'm not going to do this anymore because it's not who I am. I'm not going to, pretend to be feminine, and I'm not going to pretend to like dresses and makeup and shit. It just was never me. So I think the first step is to be absolutely honest with yourself. And I think anybody that's stepped into the world of being trans is probably already has done that or is working on it. But I mean, like, honest with yourself. Like, you sit down and write down shit that you would never tell another fucking soul. Burn it when you're done if you want to. So no one ever sees it. But it's really important to be honest with yourself. It's really important to find out who you are as a person, whether you're trans or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. And I just think until you do that, until you figure out who you are, some of us go our whole lives and we can't figure it out. But if you're having trouble figuring out who the fuck you are, reach out to somebody. Reach out to anybody you identify with. It could just anybody that you go, hey, you know what? I feel like me and that person get along good. Reach out to them. The worst thing you can do is get no answer. Mm-hmm. And the best that you can do is you have an advocate and you have some support and you find that person you trust and that person you can talk to. Because you know, there's a huge thing to be said for what mental health will do. And if you find someone that says, you know, I think I'm trans, fucking support them, man. If they came to you and said that, that is a huge compliment. It's a very fucking scary thing. It's really scary to walk up to me and go, oh, I'm trans. I'm going to transition. Like when I did that at work that day, my heart was pounded out of my fucking chest. And I just walked up and said, that's it. I'm just fucking ripping off the Band-Aid. I'm fucking doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the same thing here. I ripped the fucking Band-Aid off. And it was fucking hard. So if somebody comes to you with some personal information like that, like I'm asexual or I'm gay or you know, I don't care if I have a dick or not, but I'm still a guy, like whatever the information is, you know, take that as a compliment. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what to say to them, that's okay. You can say, you know, I don't know what to say to you, but I have this friend that does. You know, just help each other out, point people in the right direction, you know, show some fucking love and support.
I think that's exactly right. One thing that I learned from group therapy is that interacting with other people provides a great mirror for you to find out more about yourself. Interacting with people is a great way, like, and especially in a supportive environment, you can learn so much about yourself from interacting with people and seeing how they perceive you and how they interact with you back. And you don't have to hinge everything on other people's perceptions, but it can be a good way to discover things about yourself that you didn't know already.
Yeah.
Jupit, do you have any advice for trans guys? Even if you want to type it, that's fine. We can read it for you. While Jupit's typing, I guess I'll say mine. So I think all of us in the community, and this goes for people who are trans men, trans women, non-binary people, gay people, pan people, asexual people, everybody has imposter syndrome. We all, to some extent, are insecure with who we think we're supposed to be, and we wonder if we're not enough. Like, I definitely, at the beginning, was thinking, I can't be trans because I'm not good enough to be a man. I'm not man enough to be this way. And I think we all have imposter syndrome, and it's okay. It's normal. But what's not okay is keeping that to yourself and just stewing on it and letting that take over your life. Like, it can lead to some unhealthy places. Be sure that you, if you don't have access to a professional counselor, which if you do have access to that, absolutely use those resources, because it will be incredibly valuable to just have somebody to help you work through that kind of stuff. But if you don't have access to a professional counselor, if you have a mentor or somebody who you can confide in, things like that, that can talk with you about like why you're having imposter syndrome or how you can work through that, it will be so helpful. Because I promise you're not alone. We all struggle with that, but we need to kind of help each other out, and I think everybody could benefit from counseling and from that kind of help.
I want to say something about that, Mage. Yes, that's what I was saying, but also at the same time, you know, we are ever evolving. You're always learning new stuff about yourself. If you stop learning stuff about yourself, you like probably are stuck in a bad rut, and you might want to like go get some fucking help with that, because we're always learning about ourselves. But there are people that have started to transition and they say, you know what? No, I'm just non-binary. I'm neither one. So you're always going to learn new stuff about yourself, you know? Like I was so ready to transition and I was like, dude, I'm fucking doing this. And I walked up to a guy's restroom and I went, nope, I'm not ready for that. Shit scares me. I don't want to walk in either one.
We have a question in the private chat about advice for finding the right label. And I guess we all can give our input on that. My thought is, because I thought initially that I identified as non-binary, but the more I met myself and kind of I tried things out. At first, I asked people. Oh, we're getting an echo. I asked people to use they them for me, and it was fine, but it was just fine. And then I kept working my way over to he, him. I started liking that more. I played around with my style a little bit. I played around with a lot of things, tried out different names and stuff. And it's hard to say that there's ever a time when a label would work for everybody. Not everyone fits a label, nor do you need to. I mean, a label is at most something that you use to communicate yourself to other people, or something that makes you feel good about yourself. So if you don't want a label, you don't need one. But if you like to have a label, if you want to find one that works for you, I think just try it and see what sticks and what doesn't, and just know that like the people around you who do support you will be supportive of you changing a label that you use. Like B and I both used to identify as lesbians, and then at one point we decided that, you know what, this doesn't really fit for me anymore. And the people around us have shifted. And they're like, okay, yeah, I could see that. What else do you want me to try for you? Or we say like, I would like to go by this name now. And the people that you should keep are going to be the ones that will support you as you learn this about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, sometimes the label shifts a little bit. Like Ben and I were like, no, we're dudes. And Ben said, well, I'm bi, and I said, I'm not. So that's something, you know, that changed. You know, maybe what, because at some point I thought, well, maybe I could have sex with like a dude, you know, if like he was the bottom. And then I thought about it, I'm like, no, just not into that guy fucking thing. I considered it for a moment, made some jokes about it with Ben. Ben and I talked about it, and some of you guys saw that. But yeah, I mean, it's still, it's another label. I mean, I prefer not to use labels, but it's hard to explain to someone in 15 minutes or less who you are unless you have that label. When I identified as lesbian, I hated that fucking label, and I didn't fully grasp within myself at the time that it's because I didn't feel like a fucking lesbian. That I just always felt like a guy, and I didn't know why people were like, oh, you're in a gay relationship. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not. You know what I mean? But that was a long time ago before I knew a fucking thing about being trans, and you know, that whole process, and finding people in the community that were actually open about it and stuff that just didn't happen to me. It was, and if it did, it was a rarity, and it wasn't until into the 2000s. So yeah, you know, we're ever evolving and we're ever changing. There's nothing wrong with that.
Larry, do you have any thoughts on that point?
To go
out? I think there are definitely aspects of my sexuality where I struggled for a long time to figure out what that was about. But as far as like an identity label for my gender, I pretty much, ever since I had the language to understand what transgender was and what it meant, I've always been just innately attracted to the idea of masculine pronouns and the male identity. And so I didn't really struggle with that very much once I found out that being trans was a thing that you could do. It just made a lot of sense after that. But as far as like finding an identifier for my sexuality, that has been a mess and a half, and finding out what fits and what works. It was a lot of just trial and error of like, well, I'll try this label for, you know, a couple of weeks and see if that feels right. And a lot of the time it didn't. And so I've kind of floated around in this weird space between like bisexual, pansexual, but I'm also kind of asexual because I don't want people to perceive me as a sexual agent at all. And so like what I eventually landed on was demisexual. And that made sense for me. Oh, I'm echoing. Why am I echoing? Sorry. But
it's okay. It's just kind of random. It's weird.
But so yeah, it was just a lot of trial and error. And then like don't freak out. Don't panic. If something doesn't work, just take a deep breath. Go, okay, that's not right. What are my other options? What could be right? Because I think that it's made up to be a lot bigger of a deal than it really is. You know, a lot of these identity labels, they're not essential truths that are carved into the fabric of reality. They're just words that, you know, and if this word is a better descriptor, then that's great. If it's not a good descriptor, that's also fine. Just find what makes you feel comfortable about yourself.
And you know, the bottom line is if you do find that, and you find that comfort within yourself, you're also going to get confidence with that. And the more confident you are with yourself, the easier it is for people to accept who you are because you're comfortable with who you are. You know, if you come to somebody and go, well, you know, might kind of be trans, they're going to go, what the fuck does that mean? Might kind of be? Like, what is that? Why are you wishy-washy about it? But if you come up to somebody and you go, hey, you know, I'm trans and that's the way it is, and that's why I changed my name like I do, people go, oh, okay. And then, I mean, that's what I get a lot. Now, I'm not saying, dude, don't do that in toxic fucking Trumper areas, but, you know, always be careful. But I think that with learning yourself, you gain love for yourself. You gain confidence in yourself. It boosts your ego because you feel better about yourself, you know. Like I went out and got a bunch of nice fucking guy shirts for the first time in my life. And I was like, hey, you know, this shit looks good on me. You know, I ain't gonna fucking like, look at that shit, you know, and it made me feel better. And people feel fear in others. People feel confidence in others. People feel, and some people are intimidated by all that, and fuck them anyways. But it's important. It's all part of that learning process that you go through, you know, and the older we get, hopefully the more we learn about ourselves. And you might, you know, be like my buddy Kevin. He's a straight dude who likes to wear skirts. Who the fuck cares, you know? And he's confident about it. He just does it. And he doesn't care if anybody likes it or not. He's like, my fucking balls feel good. I got room for my dick. Like, that's how he feels about it. He's like, it's fucking comfortable. Why wouldn't guys want to wear skirts? It's like giant boxer shorts all day, you know? So
you make a very good case.
You just got to figure out what you are.
I might get a skirt now.
Eventually, I want to have enough money to get one of those, the like rainbow Celtic kilt thing that I keep seeing on Facebook. Or it's like leather, and then like the gaps between the leather plates are like rainbow colors.
Rainbowed? That's awesome.
I love that.
That's awesome. Is it like a kilt or more like a?
It's like a leather kilt. It's actually really badass looking.
That's interesting because that kind of reminds me like the old Roman days when they used to wear those, like the pieces that had like the leather and cloth in between so they could move like back in the you know, in the lion's den kind of shit.
I might be mistaken.
Sounds kind of like somewhere between Italy and Scotland to me.
I might be mistaken, but the first pantaloons were made for women. Like the first pantaloons were made for women in order for them to ride horses. Like until that moment, the manly thing was to wear a skirt of a kilt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like that kind of evolved into like undergarments. It wasn't until like way after the Victorian era that people started wearing pants as like outer clothes. The history of clothes is very, very strange.
Yeah.
High heels were originally for military men.
You know, and by the way, let's talk about that real quick. Just real quick, let's just hit on the history of clothes and the fact that, you know, back in the day, everybody wore pretty much dresses and wraps. And then at some point, somebody said, oh, no, that's not cool. We have to wear pants because we're men. So, okay, so let's look at that shit in the Bible, right? Oh, Jesus, God, Joseph, everybody, they all wore that same kind of shit.
Yeah, those people were born before pants.
They were pretty much non-distinct fucking clothes that everybody wore the same dirty brown, dirty gray, whatever. They didn't even know much about making colors back then unless you were rich because it was really fucking expensive. So why is it okay in the Bible for them to do it, but it's not okay for men to wear dresses in modern time? Because
when it forbids men wearing women's clothing,
to wear a fucking dress. But by God, Jesus had a beard; he wore one.
When it forbids men wearing women's clothing, does it mean men aren't allowed to wear clothing women has worn? Because it's not that different. Like, where was that? What was that?
I think
I'll tell you the difference between men and women's clothing. They put the pink tax on women's clothing.
It's the pockets.
Also pockets.
Pocket.
Oh yeah, they take out the pockets and they add the pink text. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's got to have skinnier legs and something tight around your ass to really
Oh,
show
and they
off.
also give it sizes to make you feel worse about yourself instead of just putting measurements on it like men's clothes.
Yep.
Oh no, I took my
Oh, yeah,
nephew
you know what they
out to
did
get
recently,
clothes
don't
the
you,
other
Ben?
day. The
Okay.
fact that children's clothing is done with numbers that mean nothing pisses me off so much.
Oh, that's the
And,
same
like,
thing with women's
I
clothes.
know,
Yeah.
and I don't want to touch it. I don't. I don't.
That
Give me-
actually is
give me
not
measures.
true. Children's clothes are supposed to be according to age.
Yeah, I know, but it means nothing. It means
But
nothing.
no, it does if you know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, I mean it
Yeah.
means nothing with regards to my nephew. It means nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean...
He's 10.
okay, yeah.
He's wearing a 12-inch shirts and a 14-inch pants, and it's just like, what even? I don't know.
Yep.
Because none of it's realistic, man.
No,
But
it's
you know what
not.
they did a while back was they took all of women's sizes and they moved them down like 2 sizes. So if you were like a size 0, now you're like a 0, 0, 0.
Yep.
If you were a size 2, now you're a 0. So women would buy more clothes because they were getting bigger and to make them feel better about themselves. So they buy that line of clothing. Well, if I go to JCPenney and buy this stuff, I'm a size 10.
Yeah.
But if I go over here to, I don't know, who knows some women's clothing store names? I don't know.
I don't know.
And buy their
Dipshit
clothes,
McGee's.
I'm a size 8. It looks better.
Well, like I just don't get like
Same
why do they need to have these sizes that are not even consistent? Like they should really just make it measurements.
Exactly. That's
Just
been
make
my
it
favorite
measurements,
thing.
and then you
That's
know
been-
exactly what
Yeah.
you're getting.
That's my favorite thing about buying men's clothes is that everything's in fucking inches or centimeters. And so
Waist,
I'm like, hey,
inseam.
exactly. My waist is this. You know, I'm this tall, so I need to get these pants. Done.
There's no ambiguity. You know exactly what you're buying.
Yep. I do think that like it's a very deliberate thing to breed insecurity. in women.
Definitely. Oh, definitely.
And like there's also this weird cultural thing that like women are frivolous or that women are not as logical as men are, but like this is a construct, you know, that somebody created on purpose. It's not that women decided that it should be this way. It's that, you know, fashion designers decided it would be this way because it makes marketing for whatever their purposes is easier.
Yep.
That was my husband, by the way. If anybody saw a guy just walk by,
He's adorable.
he is.
He's great.
We've been together for 12 years this year.
Congrats.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. He's going to work. Poor guy.
Oh, wow.
He looked like he was wearing work clothes.
He works out at the airport.
I wanted to ask you something about the hats. Do you make custom hats?
Yeah, occasionally.
Are
do,
you familiar with Serenity?
Pardon?
Are you familiar with Serenity, the sci-fi series?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can.
The sci-fi series is Firefly. The movie was
Firefly.
Serenity.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be Firefly. I will like Jane's hat, but I'll find your Twitter and I'll send you a picture to it.
Oh yeah. I have. Sorry, this is not a place for me to plug my stuff, but I do have slots open if you want to contact me.
No, plug your stuff. I've already plugged your stuff, and
No,
it
my
is
stuff isn't
okay
even-
for you to plug stuff.
Like
Your
I
stuff
see your
isn't even
hat.
good.
I want one.
Okay.
It's a great
Alright.
hat.
I did
Sorry.
actually end up adding
Maybe. I didn't mean to
that size
derail it.
to the shop as like a permanent fixture because other people also made requests for there to be multiple sizes. So
Yeah, I asked him because I have a small head, so I'd asked for a smaller hat. And
I do too.
Yeah.
If I shop for
I have a
hats, I go to like
humongous
the
head.
teenage boy.
Yep, I get
to
kid's hat.
Young, like
See-
16, 18. That's what
Like,
size my fuck.
I can never
is-
find a hat that fits me. Like my head is literally way too big. I can never find a hat that
look,
fits me.
I got a fat head, so like when I made the original pattern, I modeled it after myself, and I didn't realize I have a huge head.
Yeah, I literally, they don't make hats my size. They literally don't. I'm between the kids and the adult sizes. I don't know what else to do about it. Sometimes you can get a hat that's like an adult size and get it to shrink if it's cloth. That's always my goal. Like, get a cloth hat and make it shrink. Nothing fits my fucking head. It's either too tight or too loose. So that's my life, folks. Small cranium, big heart.
We have
No,
buy Larry's
my-
hats.
My only problem with getting clothes is like I'm fairly normal everywhere else, but I like with the fat redistribution, my ass didn't redistribute, so I still have like the childbearing hands.
Yeah.
So
That's
trying to
hard.
find guys
Bro
pants that
hug.
fit.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to change myself. I'm like, yeah, please, go ahead. Fuck it. My brother said it's gonna end up in your gut, and I'm like, I'd rather have it fucking on my gut than my ass. It's just a dad
Oh yeah,
bod.
no, I'm getting the beer belly.
Whatever.
It's coming.
No.
No,
I got
dad
a,
bod.
I got
I'm
a,
gonna
I
have
got a
to
little
start
belly
doing-
right now. My girl don't care if it gets a little bigger. She's not gonna fucking say shit. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna have to start doing the thing where I just get it like 2 sizes up and then suspenders.
You know, I had thought about doing the suspender thing before. I'm not gonna fucking lie, but I think if I'm gonna do that, I seriously need to go to the gym and work up my fucking pecs and shit before I get
Oh.
these fuckers removed off of me and I look concave. So that's what.
Sorry, I just saw the picture of this hat and it looks like a piece of candy corn.
Oh, the cat.
No,
Jane's
Jane's
hat
hat.
from Firefly.
yeah, no, I could totally do that.
Yeah, I want one of those.
Okay.
We'll talk.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I got it now.
What's in the
Yeah, I
project
got
yet?
distracted. You know, I got cats running around me right now. They're like playing and getting all crazy.
Yes.
My dog's over
Firefly,
there.
by the way, is strongly recommend to anybody that hasn't seen Firefly. If you're a sci-fi fan, watch it. It's only
Fucking
14
Firefly's good.
episodes.
It's literally one of my favorite sci-fi kind of westerns. 'Cause
On
that's
what
it is.
platform can you watch it now? Where is it?
I don't know.
I believe it's
okay.
in Hulu right now
Okay.
because I recently watched it again. I even had a patch from the brown coats, but yeah, I really love Firefly.
I have the 14 episodes saved to my hard drive and have for years, so I just watch it whenever I want. I actually I watched the
That's
first
beautiful.
7 episodes today. I'm right in the middle of Janestown. I stopped watching it to come on the stream.
I know
Alright.
that my husband's got a flash drive that's got like a bunch of old shows that we used to watch, like the first 9 seasons of Doctor Who, and he pirated all the Futurama movies.
Yes, Nathan
And
Oh
Fillion.
yeah.
It's all on my PS4.
He's also Captain Hammer.
I love Dr. Horrible sing along blog. It gives
I
me
have
life.
watched it. I have watched it countless times. Like every
Yeah.
time I have I know I'm gonna have like 40 minutes free. I put it. Like I love it. I love it. I can sing along to each song in
Mhm.
that thing already, like by memory. I love it.
Whenever I'm feeling real emo, I start listening to My Eyes.
Well, they sewed it all up with the movie, Mary. Right? They
Okay.
really did a good. They did 14 episodes during the season, then they got canceled. Should have never been canceled. One of the biggest mistakes Fox ever made. But then there was so much fan support. About 2 years later, they did a movie, and they tied up most of the loose
You
ends.
should give it a good entry.
Yeah.
I don't know why Fox is allergic to everything that's good.
I don't think I ever watched the movie. I'm sitting there trying to think if I
You should.
did.
So if
You
you've never
should.
seen the movie, you should.
It wraps everything up like real well. Like
Oh,
there's
really?
there's still a few loose ends, but it really gives you like a satisfied ending.
Damn it, I'm gonna have to watch them all over again. Because you know you have to. I haven't seen it since it first came out.
You know,
So I'm gonna have to watch all the Fireflies again.
I'm gonna
and then watch
rewatch
the
it.
movie.
Marie has just expressed my feelings on the subject. If a series doesn't get a good send off, I'm not watching even the first episode.
That's
But
the
that's the
movie,
movie.
dude.
Yeah,
The movie's the send off.
Yeah.
I literally stopped in the middle of Blue Exorcist because somebody tipped me off that they botched the ending. And then I just didn't even want to watch it anymore because I knew that the ending wasn't going to be good.
Oh no.
I didn't start Heroes because of, everyone who
Right.
recommended it to me was like, yeah, it falls off at season whatever.
You can watch, yeah, but
I
each of the seasons is a separate story, Jonathan. So you can watch the first 2 seasons and not have to go any further. And then
If I watch season 2, am I going to be satisfied by not seeing season 3?
I think so. Yes.
I will consider it.
If you only watch season 1 of Heroes, you'll be satisfied.
Yeah, just watch season 2 is weaker than season 1, but season 3, that's when they had the writer's strike and it went so far downhill it was bad. So, and then season 4 they tried to recover, but it never came back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, season 1 is where it's at with Heroes.
Yeah,
you can literally watch season 1 and be done with it.
You can.
Well, I'm not employed right now, so like I can watch as much TV as I want. I will watch all of it.
Watch all of them. If you haven't seen Heroes, watch all of them.
Just watch it all.
Yeah, there's certain payoff with each season. Like there's they never go back as good as the first season, but every season has like a little thing that you can take from it. Kind of like Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
Like none of them match up to the first season, but they're still good.
I got the complete box set of Angel on DVD for like my 17th birthday, and I still have them.
Angel is a reason to watch that like over and over and over again. And Jealous, yeah.
I just want to watch David Boreanaz run around and be hot.
Got nothing, Larry. Who's the female star?
Do you know who the actress was that played Cordelia? Because Cordelia is like his sidekick for the first, or for like the second season onward.
I don't know
Or
the
like
actress
the second
name.
season
Every time
through
I
the
see her in a
fourth
movie,
season.
she's Cordelia to me. Sorry.
It's really funny. Sarah Jessica Parker shows up in there somewhere. It's a
way.
Wacky it's a wacky show.
She's too scrawny. She needs to eat some fucking meat and taters.
Who, Cordelia or Jessica Parker?
Sarah Jessica Parker. She
Yeah.
needs to eat some food.
She's always been way too skinny.
I don't mind a slim woman, but you should have like some meat on you. The really, really skinny
You
ones.
shouldn't be making me question whether or not you're struggling with an eating disorder.
So,
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh yeah, that's I just think they look. I don't know that.
She looks like she has a serious problem.
So
if there's no curves, I'm like, she's
my
got an
husband,
okay ass, but the rest of her is just bones, man.
My husband is Filipino, and his whole family, their whole family line they're all very, very slender people, and you couldn't have seen because he was wearing his coat, but he's like 6'1" and he weighs 117 pounds.
Holy shit!
But this man eats more than I do, and I'm a card-carrying fat ass.
Good.
So, but no, he got.
I burned this baby.
He was with me. I was going to counseling for something. And so he was in the building where all the counseling services were. And he had like 3 different people walk up to him and ask him if he was for the eating disorder clinic. He's like, honey, their group has started already.
And he's like, nah, dude, I'll eat like a cow and a bag of potatoes. Really, I eat. Yeah, I know people like the chick I work with. She's like that. She is scrawny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
She's got barely any meat. She's got a little bit of a butt, but not really. And she's like almost flat chested. And I said to her, isn't this shitty? I'm trying to get rid of these nice ones. And you like, do you want them? And she's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. No,
we're the same age. But she can put away some food. I can't eat that much. She puts away more food than I mean, I'm not a big daytime eater anyways. Like late lunch and a kind of a early dinner kind of thing, and I'll eat like a big pile of food, but I still don't eat a lot. But man, she puts away food, and she's just scrawny. And I saw a picture of her mother, exactly the same. Like that's just genetic shit.
Yep, yep. And his dad is about the same height as he is, and his dad is only like 5 pounds heavier than him, and he's 62. So he's going to be maintaining that figure for a while.
Well, all right, everybody.
Hey,
I
Ben,
should
what are
get
you
going.
What are you eating?
Oh, I
man?
want to know actually before I go.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
You look like you're enjoying that.
What you eating,
Wait,
Ben?
what? Oh, fried rice.
Man.
No, I thought it might be more corn on toast.
No,
I
okay.
thought-
I was
I
actually
thought you
gonna
were
tell
like
Jonathan
eating-
about that.
I thought you were
Um,
eating like a chili mac or something. I didn't.
No, it's chicken fried rice.
Yeah, I think we called him out. He put it away.
I want like a chili mac hamburger helper thing.
But
like,
I need to tell Jonathan what happened in D&D yesterday. So I commit to my characters.
yes,
I
yes, you
commit.
Yeah,
do.
you do.
Okay, so I'm playing a barbarian named Dave the Barbarian because that cartoon was hilarious. but I'm a half orc,
Well, it was.
Dave the Barbarian, and we go to the market and I buy just a whole bag of corn on the cob, and then we go to the tavern. I sit down and I start eating the corn, but then somebody had called for a toast, and so I was like, toast? I want some toast. And so then Christian had asked the barkeep to bring us loaves of bread, 1 burnt, 2 kind of toasted, and 1 just raw loaf of bread. And so they bring us out all the bread.
Wait, you
and
mean
then-
not toasted bread? You mean
Bread.
Yeah, not toasted.
not
raw dough.
because raw
But-
that would be dough.
That would be hilarious, though. But so the burnt loaf comes out, and my character takes a chunk of the burnt toast and throws some corn on it because he's been eating this corn, and then just eats it. So I turn my camera off. I go and I make some frozen corn and some toast. Well, actually, what happened first was when I was being Dave and eating the corn, I went and made the corn, brought it back, and then when the toast thing happened, I went back, made some toast that was burnt, brought it
And
back,
burn it.
put my corn on the toast, and I
Literally
sat there
burnt the toast and
eating
brought it
the
back.
corn on the toast.
I
And
was
there's
like,
video
put up
of
with
dude, I
this.
want
burnt
some of
toast to
that
stay in character.
fucking shit right now.
And I put corn on it. There's video of this on Catnip's channel.
That's great.
That was good shit, man.
I
That was
commit.
hilarious.
I committed.
The last D&D game that I was in, I was a complete shithead the entire time. But this was a familiar group of people, and so I was not like outside of the boundaries of the group. But very, very early in the session, I picked up a 50-pound bag of flour. And the DM basically told me, through NPCs and stuff, that I needed to throw that away because I was going to get other stuff, and we were like keeping to encumbering rules. But I refused to throw it away for the entire playthrough. And I ended up like giving away pieces of treasure and like items that were critical to the story because I refused to get rid of the flour. And so when that character died from stupid syndrome, because I was playing that person, the next character I got was immediately gifted a bag of holding. And inside of the bag of holding, the bag of holding was packed as far as it could be packed with white flour. And they told me that if I wanted to they told me that if I wanted to use the bag of holding, then I had to stop and like literally take like 3 months in-game time to manually empty the flour out of it. It was great. We were in the middle of like a dungeon and everything, and like important stuff was happening everywhere, so I just was carrying around this bag of holding that had an infinite amount of flour in it.
That's beautiful.
It was great.
It's fucking great. That is great. Well, let us know if you ever want to play.
That's what we play D&D.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let us know if you ever want to play.
Smish. I like
Who
Smish.
did we lose?
If you ever want to play, I will run a game for you all. You're awesome.
Thank you.
I
Jupiter.
regularly run a game over on my channel.
Ooh, that's awesome. Could I ever play?
I hope you guys enjoyed Jesus.
What?
Oh,
No, Bolt played Jesus in last night's Catnips game.
Actually, his name
if you
was
were
Jesus
to make a Jesus
H.
character, what class would you make him?
Oh, he's
Because I
he's a rogue.
An
I think he's
arcane
a
trickster
necromancer.
rogue.
He's an arcane trickster rogue. He's
No, he has to
chaotic
be a
evil.
necromancer. 'Cause
Oh,
he has to,
okay.
like, he has to revive people. So he has to be a necromancer, and he has like healing.
No,
No,
that
he
was just a
high.
trick.
He was just
That was
high.
just a
Oh.
trick.
He was just
They
high
found
the
a
whole-
body that looked just like Laszlo, and they threw him in the fucking tomb. They held a funeral for the body. They robbed all the people that were rich that came to the funeral.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
all
The
right.
12 disciples were his fucking crew.
Yep.
Uh,
These are just historical facts.
And he was high the whole
D&D 5th edition Divine Soul Sorcerer.
And yeah, he
And-
was high the
First
whole
edition.
time.
And Jesus H was like, "Yo, man, hold on, I gotta." Oh no, the best part was, so Christian Watkins was playing with us, and his character he said, "Let me buy you a drink," and Jesus H said, "No, I just need some water." And he was like, "No, let me buy you like an ale or something." He said, "No, just give me water. I'll just turn it into wine." Fucking great. It's fucking great. Bolt and Christian were making it so funny last night, man. It was
We had a great time. Yeah, Jesus H speaks like Tommy Chong. Just think Tommy Chong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
perpetually high.
man.
Hey, man.
Like, I was like,
What's
"Hey,
going
Jesus,
on, man?
you
Right,
got any
exactly.
weed for sale?" He's like, "Oh man, I could just make more."
It was great because we had Jesus. The way Jesus got introduced to the story was through Dave. Dave was the first one to meet him, and it was
Dave's
just
not home, man.
I was like buying corn at the market.
Dave's not home, man.
Dave, I know you.
Dave is
No,
just
Dave's not
Dave.
home.
Dave's not home, man. So, holy shit! I haven't seen that movie in a while.
I'm the son
Right?
of God, man.
Really
So
good
are
when
you,
you're high.
though.
It's so funny. So stupid. It's funny.
Like we all are, though. Really, when you think about it.
The only time I played D&D, I killed somebody, hit their body in my bag of holding.
That worked.
I mean, there's 10 minutes of air in a bag of
I
holding.
never would have thought of that. That is fucking incredible.
I used
You
once
can't-
used
you
a bag
can't
of
hide a
holding
mini
as
squirt.
an interrogation technique. Threw a guy in a bag of holding and then only let him out like when there was like 9 minutes and 59 seconds. Just let his head out.
The first openly racist character I introduced to my campaign, my players beat the shit out of him in a bathroom and shoved him in a box.
Oh,
in the last game that I was playing, the DM introduced a woman beater, right?
I mean,
That guy lasted like 15 seconds before we like set him on fire.
the very last campaign I just played that just ended was I was playing a barbarian, and this barbarian was not very smart, and I was really trying to hold the form to make everybody believe that this character wasn't very smart. And I actually ended up doing something so dumb that the DM gave me a permanent timeout for the rest of the playthrough via in-game circumstances. So we had an encounter. We were in a goblin village that had recently been routed and it was empty. And there was a chieftain's hut with a chair in the middle of it. And somebody did sense magic. And somebody found, oh, there's magic on the chair. We need to find out what the magic is on the chair. And so like the other members of my party are off in a huddle trying to do something smart about the magic on the chair. And I was like, I'm going to fill a bag full of shit and throw it at the chair. Because if it's a trap, it'll set off the trap and we'll know what it was. And I went around the hut and just picked up a bunch of quote unquote random stuff and threw it at the chair, which then exploded. Because of course it did. Because it was trapped. And the DM decided that one of the things in the bag that I had thrown was a pot of glue, which heat sealed to my face.
Okay, Dave, I might be getting this game now.
And then that was
I can
literally
concur
the DM's way of saying sit down and don't do anything else because I was blinded for the rest of the playthrough.
That is something that I would have rewarded though. Like as a DM,
I would have
like
given you
if my
experience for
players,
that.
Yeah, if my players had outsmarted a trap like that and did that like intelligence work, I absolutely would reward my players for that. I would give them an inspiration probably for that.
Yeah, I know
My
that magical item.
my players talked their way out of one of the biggest fights they were supposed to experience in the first dungeon, and I let them have the guy as an ally.
Yep.
So, like, reward that. Oh, but catnip.
I had a lot of other chicanery in that playthrough already because they gave me a cursed axe, which causes what was it? It causes rage, and so I had already like cut one of the other players in half, and like I had my fair share of being stupid, and so she was just done.
I feel like people are making me choose between Catnip and Jonathan, and I don't.
No, I include you among my best players, Ben.
Has the best
Yeah.
Anyway,
And I feel like Catnip just said the same thing.
Wait, you don't have to pick. You just have two great DMs.
Just have two great DMs.
Yeah.
I
I
fully
also have great
believe
players.
Found by Little Wolf.
I also have
Take
the
care.
best players.
I fully
I will
believe that the best players are the players in your campaign. Whoever you are, that's the case.
yep. Whatever campaign
true.
you're in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to call
But
it
it,
a night. I have this to say about D&D, though. 5th edition sucks. 3.5 rocks. All you guys have a good night, eh?
I'm a baby. It's all
So
I know.
I started out on 3.5. Like, that was my bread and butter back in the day. That shit had some problems.
I only
does
play
have some
5e.
Yeah.
No, like,
so
I
far.
could game the
Me too,
hell out of
me too.
3.5. And honestly, it made it hard to play with people sometimes.
Mm.
There was
Well,
just
it's
so
like-
much to keep
Since
track
we
of
have a
in
Mouty.
3.5.
We have a Mouty.
You have a Mountie.
It is I.
How you doing, buddy?
Catnip, no, baby, no.
I don't think that's true because you make it a lot of fun, Catnip, and you always like have sarcastic shit to say back, like, "Oh, we said to the bartender, blah blah blah," and then she comes back with, "You know what? Fuck off."
DMs are just different. We're all different DMs.
Yeah, depends
Yeah.
on. I mean,
And
you're
give yourself
writing the
credit-
dungeon too, so you suit
And
the dungeon.
Yeah, and
Just like
Catnip,
Jonathan's dungeons suit Jonathan.
give yourself some credit, Catnip, because you're a relatively new DM, and we've all been there. So like you're giving yourself a way harder time than you need to be giving yourself. Because sure, you can watch somebody like Jonathan or me DM. We've been DMing for years. Like we've
2
had-
decades. Like, literally,
Yeah.
don't compare yourself to me on that shit.
Like I remember my
Also-
first campaign I've ever DM'd. It was rough. It was very rough.
Yeah, Catnip
Those of
is
us who
very
were
good
in Cat's
DMing.
game,
I've been DMing for like 1 year. Like, I feel
did you
so
have a
on that
good
part right
time
now.
yesterday?
We had a great time.
Yeah, I had a great
Yeah,
time.
that's
the most
fucking
important
blast,
part.
man.
That's
Congratulations.
all I care about.
I
Congratulations.
was
DM.
laughing my ass off. And
Congratulations.
Catnip, I
You
didn't
won
even know
D&D.
Yep.
I didn't even know Catnip was new at DMing, and she's doing fucking great, man.
She's doing great. She's doing really well.
Yeah, you got to absorb like a college course's worth of information on any of these particular manuals. So it's a lot to do.
And sometimes you just gotta look at your players and be like, that's your character sheet. You keep track of it.
Oh, definitely always do that.
I'm
Like, it
damn
is not-
near
Like,
Yeah.
Jen being like, hey, I summoned these skeletons. What do they have? And I'm like, And she's like, well, can I add a bonus to them? And I'm like, no, not until you figure out what it is. She was like, but I want to use it. And I'm like, the turn's happening right now. If you don't want anything to happen, don't have anything happen. Other people got shit to do.
Yeah, as a player, it is your job to know what your spells do and what your abilities do. Have that ready before your turn.
And
Like, 'cause
as a player, if you give yourself minions, you figure out those minions. I ain't fucking with it.
but also keep them.
I
within
already
the
have, like-
rules. Do not make them beyond what the rules are or beyond the scope of the campaign, because that's also a pain in the butt to have to be a DM and be like, hey, no, you cannot outsmart the game with you messing with what the rules say about your companions.
Paps
Yep.
Blue Ribbon. I love Mac. For those of you who don't know Mouty, this is Christopher Mouty. He goes by the dinner table as well. Really good dude, brilliant advocate, loves everybody. And he has to ride a train to work and home, and he drinks on the train because they can do that there.
Because you can. Why not? If I could drink on the train, I would take the train all the time.
You'd be on a train right now.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even going anywhere. I just want to drink and, like, watch stuff pass by.
Round trip.
Yeah. Like, maybe order some Eggs Benedict if I can. Like, that'd be pretty sweet. Ooh, Eggs Benedict and, like, a beer on a train.
Oh, and by the way,
egg
Mowdy
sandwich.
also likes to cook too, you guys. So you might start something if you start talking about food.
Yeah.
An egg sandwich with pork.
Croque
I live in a city-
Monsieur.
I live in a city where train transit is a big thing because we're like in the middle of everything, and I have never been on a train.
You should
Ben,
take
I'm
care
one, of
of
those
that.
people, I'm one of those people that lives in New York but never goes to see the Statue of Liberty.
Literally, or like as
No,
an
no,
example?
not literally.
Okay.
No, I live in Indianapolis,
Okay,
so there's like a
okay.
huge train station, like not that far from my house.
Hey Ben, give Catnip a link.
Yeah, Catnip can be our token woman.
We'll let Catnip. Cool, because you know, she's like my kid.
Okay.
If
Daughters
that's
are
not a
allowed
big advocate, I
opinions
don't
on
know who is.
masculinity.
I really need to get my son on one of these streams. Is what I need to do.
Yes, you do.
Because for
You
those
really
of you
do.
who don't know, my son is trans as well, and he started way before me. He's a year in, and actually a year in like 2 or 3 months now, and he fucking looks awesome. He's got this big ass beard, and I'm totally jealous. But anyways, he was one of the people besides Jenny and Lavender Lady and Ben and all these amazing people we have in the community that gave me some strength and some balls to fucking, well, not yet, but we'll get those soon, to stand up and say, this is who I am. So, yeah, so I really need to get him on a stream.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Speaking of beards, I can grow more beard than this. I just made the mistake of shaving recently.
Oh,
I sympathize. I once made that mistake like 5 years ago.
Jonathan's like, not done it since.
No, if you look on my Twitter picture, I have like as much beard as I'm currently capable of growing, and now I'm looking at myself and I'm like, where did my chin go? Where is it?
Yeah,
my
when you
poor
popped in, I expected more facial hair, and I was like, "Who is that?" Oh, okay, yeah,
yeah. Last time I shaved was 5 years ago. My poor
Yeah.
niece was like 3.
Mhm.
I sat down in the car beside her mother, and she looked at me from the back seat, and she narrowed her eyes, and she just squinted at me, and she looked, and she pointed and she yelled, "You grow it back! You grow it back right now!"
I mean, I feel like I don't have a bad face, but I feel like it looked better with the beard.
I don't have a bad face, but like, look at this. I'm not
gonna
going
tell
to
you,
not
Larry,
do this.
Ben and I were playing with that face app, doing facial hair.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
totally
fun.
know
Oh,
how
yeah.
I want it to look once it starts
Yeah.
getting it coming in full. Right now, I've been, because I have, this here. You guys can see I'm like it's starting to come in
Mhm.
pretty good. But this was a little thinner, and I noticed that when this started coming out a little bit, it made this look less noticeable.
Yeah.
So I
I'd-
started
I'd-
shaving the sides for now, but I just shaved 2 days ago, and it's already
Yep.
coming in pretty
I'd-
good. So it's not going to be long.
I'd love to see Beck with a goatee, and I'd love to see Ben with like the college chin strap.
Oh my god.
What happened to me when it first started really coming in was it came in like 2 inches on one side and then nothing on the other side. And so it looked horrible. But like I was so emotionally attached to it.
Welcome
Because
to the world of facial hair.
I had that.
Yeah, the
I had,
only thing I'm
horrible.
getting now, it's all mustache, which is
I-
great because I'm military and we are now allowed to grow mustaches and nothing else.
Ah.
That is what is the
Oh.
like the fashion
Shit.
edict of the military?
Kind of
Like
sagging down the corner.
what are the rules about like personal grooming in that regard?
Well, it's because of the gas masks. You have to have a good seal on
Oh.
it, so you can't have the chin hair, but you can have a mustache now.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I didn't know that there was a reason.
Oh,
That's
Swede
bad
wants
too
to
because my brother
mustache
was
me
in
a
the
question.
military.
Yeah, you have to be able to. Yeah, Ben's right.
now
You have to be able
that
to
being
seal.
said, I was on submarines, and we were allowed no shave chits, or rather water conservation chits, whenever we were underway. So
Mhm.
I would grow a beard every underway.
Oh.
And for the record, in those 3 months, it would look like this.
Well, you know, the bottom line is it's a am I done blinking? Okay. It's a lot about your family background, you know,
Mhm.
where you came from. Like I am basically 4 different quarters.
Mhm.
Pretty clean on those 4 edges actually. So I'm Irish, German, Italian, and what's the other one I'm forgetting? Oh, in English.
Mhm.
But most of my family are very hairy people. Like on my dad's side, they already were and can easily grow beards and stuff. And then with my mom's Italian side coming through,
Yeah.
like we're naturally. And I said to my son, I was like, this was like a month ago. I was like, dude, show me a picture of your legs. How hairy am I going to be? So he
Mhm.
took a picture of his legs and showed me. And I was like, fuck, man, that's a lot of hair. And
Yeah.
he's like, I know, bro. He's like, wait, Pops, it's coming. And then he takes a picture of his back right here. And he's got
Oh,
back
man.
hair growing in like my brothers do. And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, I'm going to have to shave that. I cannot
Yeah.
stand back hair.
So
So
the
gross.
the thing is, in my family are all very, very like waspy upper middle class white people. So everybody is clean shaven and everybody is in long pants all the time. I have never seen my granddad or any of my uncles with facial hair or in short pants. So I had no idea what to expect. Because they literally like don't even have pictures of
Wow.
them with beards. And so like my thought was, oh god, it's gonna be terrible. The reason that they shave is because they have no beards. Or something like that. But then I saw my brother. He when I saw him at his wedding, he can grow a beard. So there's hope.
I love that Jenny, because we all call Titan, but she just calls him Anus.
Oh, no, Jenny. I could never in my entire life imagine you with a beard.
No.
My mind won't even go there,
A
honestly.
little bit.
You
I
know,
could
No
not.
more than I can picture Jonathan without one.
Who is that
Nope.
famous model? There's a famous model that does like a very glitzy, glittery, fashionable look. I don't know what their pronouns are, but they have a beard, but they wear long dresses and like glitzy, like evening wear and stuff.
That sounds
That's what
fun.
that made me think of.
You'd either have to ask a female, someone that is more female, or a gay man who's into that stuff, because I have no fucking idea what you're talking
No, I don't know. Like I don't like watch drag shows and stuff. I don't know if that's
I
even
do.
what that person is from. But yeah. No, there's a drag club again, like 3 blocks from my house, and I've never been.
I love drag. I play a drag queen and Not One Heroes.
This
Yep.
is true. Ben plays a bard who powers up by drag queening.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
Ooh. You want to name Ben's mustache Cisco? It's not a bad starter. What do you guys think? Give me some names for Ben's mustache in the chat. We'll make this into a game. Ox, you should say that to my brother.
Ox,
Otis.
I have dyed my beard gray before. You could actually see it on the game on my channel that Ben DM'd.
It was so strange to see you just pure gray everywhere. I was like, wow, that is like effort of being a
It
DM.
looked
right there.
good though. Like it looked good on me.
It did look good, but it was weird. You almost look like
I'm
not bad weird. You look like a cartoon.
like
You literally
I
look
looked
like a cartoon.
I looked too put together to be human at that point, which is kind of what I was going for.
Bert.
Because my character in that was literally an Asimar, a divine being.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So I was very meticulous about how I groomed that day.
Ben,
I
what
almost
about
dyed my hair gray once.
What about Peachy or Bert?
Oh my god. Bert. I
How
don't know.
about Bolt's got the one, the penetrator.
What? What am I doing with this mustache?
Cowboy.
Who knows?
I have questions and concerns.
You're a good DM. Don't worry about it.
First of all, I have seen a picture of Ox's beard, and it is formidable. It looks very, I'm a biker, I will kick your ass. That's what
Also,
Ox's beard looks like.
Catnip, I would like to thank you personally for demonstrating something that I have constantly pointed out to people. Gamer chairs do, in fact, look like toddler booster seats.
I mean, that just is a gamer chair that the toddler's in because it's daddy's chair and she wants to be in it.
Jenny, bad,
Maya,
bad
I'll have
Jenny.
you know,
Very
There's
Jenny.
my girlfriend.
There's a
said
baby
to
on
me-
screen.
My girlfriend said to me, "Just dye your hair because it's very blonde. If you dye it, people will see it better." And I'm like, "Nah, dude, I'm just gonna own the fucking gray. I'll just wait for it to grow out more and be more noticeable." But I'm telling you, like, if I dyed this right now, it would look pretty fucking badass. It's almost tempting to do it just one time.
Math Pig apparently
But no,
doesn't have a
I'm
troll
good with
account.
the gray. I earned it. I'm fine with gray.
Math Pig apparently doesn't have a troll account called Richard Beard.
Yeah, no, he totally does not. He totally does not have a picture of my brother's beard on for the icon, and it's called Richard's beard, and it complains a lot. Don't dye me, cut me, damn it, trim me. Oh, there you go, the muff duster. Well, I mean, you guys can't do that stuff though because Ben's bi. You got to find something that could be working either way.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Y'all are ridiculous.
How about
I
the
don't know,
love
ass
seat?
tickler that could work for either
The
one.
love seat.
The what?
The mound
The
musher.
love seat.
Oh, how about Larry Curly Moe?
Yep, that's the one.
No, because we have Larry on the screen here.
Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not.
I
cool
cannot
then.
add another Larry to this
It's
mix.
very,
How about just Mo?
very improper.
How about
No,
just
because I have
Mo?
a friend named Mo. That's weird.
Oh, see, this is what makes things so hard sometimes. Although I have to admit, I did not have to even really look at my family and say I don't want my name to sound like any of
Oh my
theirs
God.
because their name was nowhere. None of them have a name anywhere near what I would pick anyway. So
I picked a very boring name. I've had a lot of people comment on it though, which I didn't expect.
You know what I should name it?
The shucking knife.
No, I was gonna say Monsieur Croquembouche. because my drag character's name is Madame Croquembouche.
Yes.
there you go, Ox. That's what I'm gonna name mine.
Yes, there you
Yeah.
go.
My girl's starting to go. Oh, I
Isn't
can
it?
feel
Wait a
that."
minute.
I'm
Wait,
like,
wait,
"Can
wait.
ya?"
Isn't a croquembouche a kind of pastry that's filled with cream? That might have implications.
Yeah, it's a tower of cream puffs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, is it really?
It's amazing.
Yep.
Who
That's
said
why
it should
my-
be called that?
We spent like what was it, like an hour,
Because-
hour and
yeah.
a half looking at French desserts for your drag queen
For
name.
my drag name, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause my
yeah.
drag name is
I've
Madame
seen-
Croquembouche.
I've seen the Great British Bake Off.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
actually
I'm
like
gonna
my
say this-
favorite. Since we were talking about masculinity, that's like my favorite aggregation of non-toxic men I've ever seen. Is all of the male contestants on the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah, there's no toxic because
real.
what are they gonna say? You're a baker, so are you. Oh yeah. Never mind.
Why don't you get in the kitchen and help me
Yeah.
with these creams? It's getting a little hard in here.
Yep. Everybody on that show is so nice, though. Like nobody's like really even. They're not competing with each other. They're competing with themselves to see how good they can be at something.
That's how it
It's
should
great.
be, right? Somebody type that out in the chat or something.
Croquembouche.
I typed it.
Oh,
in
it's
the chat.
it's. There we go.
Stash panache. Really, Bolt?
We have a name.
Yes,
It's Mr.
really. That's a
Croquembouche.
great one.
That,
No, we
how
already
that
have-
sounds
we already have a
very
name.
like Croque-bougie. Like you just are fucking fancy and shit. Sounds a little like French mixed with
Well, it is
more haughtiness.
French. It is French.
Nose pubes.
Mustache name nose pubes.
All
Oh,
right, Jenny.
Nose
that's
pubes.
great.
There you go.
I mean, that's
Cotton
accurate, but also not very romantic.
You know, I really feel like Ox's might be a little bit more. That's great. I love you, Ox.
Nope, I have to go. It's past my bedtime. No.
I think Larry and I need an adult.
Yeah.
I
look,
need an adult.
I'm
Sometimes we'll
26
be
years
goofing
old. I'm
around and
supposed to be
Catnip
the
like-
adult.
Catnip.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I got
I
it.
need mom.
The landing
need-
strip.
Dad, I need an adult.
Oh, by the way, she said good night to you guys and that you guys were great and she was really enjoying the stream.
Good night.
So,
But yes,
oh, she's
I love
been
Mom.
asleep for like an hour, but
the landing strip.
Oh no.
Snatcher, Scratcher. Now that was an improvement over the other one, Bolt. You keep going, buddy. I don't know if you're Googling that shit or coming up with it yourself.
I'm just coming up with these on my own.
Bolt, you're in timeout, sir.
Inigo Mustachio. My name is Inigo Mustachio. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
I actually
Never trust anybody who hates that movie. Just don't.
There are
Sure.
people that hate The Princess Bride.
Yes.
Look, I
And
can
don't
live
trust them.
with I can live with knowing that TERFs and Nazis and Republicans exist, but there aren't people that hate The Princess Bride.
I know one. Yeah.
I don't think the Princess
How?
Bride was the greatest.
Yeah, I don't like him anymore.
Although there is certain parts of it that are funny and are great and all that and are well done, but the overall movie is okay. You
How do
know,
we
but
feel
it
about
does have
people that
those
haven't
parts
seen
that
it?
save the rest of the movie.
Oh. So this is I'm gonna adopt this as my religion. I'm gonna evangelize. I'm gonna
You
go
need
out
to
into the
watch it.
world with a copy of it on DVD and go door to door and say, "Do you have an hour and 37 minutes to have your life changed?"
It's an amazing movie.
It's a perfect movie.
No, that's fucking great. I need an hour and 37 minutes of your time, and I can change your life right now. Right now.
I have
What is it,
evidence
yes or
of the
no?
divine
Do it.
right
Wanna
here
watch
for
it?
you.
Want to watch it?
There is a God, and his name is Billy Crystal. Oh, no.
Yes, yeah, Andre the Giant was, yeah.
Yep. Andre the
absolutely.
Giant died for your sins.
It knows
Andre the
as a movie.
Giant
It
died
knows.
from like a fucking myocardial infarction or something, didn't
But
Yep.
as a movie, it knows when to put a hat on something, but also when to play it seriously.
Yep.
Yeah.
It acknowledges that stuff is a little bit silly, but it never makes you feel stupid for enjoying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I'm just gonna call mine my mustache the lip warmer. Works both ways.
Mine will have to grow a little bit before it can do any warming of any kind, but sure.
But think about it, if I have fur all the way around, it's just like a little coat, you know?
Yeah.
Keep you warm in the winter.
Hey, fur is murder. You gotta shave that off.
I do need to shave the sides again. I mean, God, I swear to God, it's longer than it was this morning when I got up. Like, it
My camera's
literally
not
feels
good
like
enough
it
for you
is.
to see my stubble, but it's there.
It's weird, man. Never had it growing that fast. I mean, I've always shaved because I've always had a furry face, but it was always blonde. So I could get away with it growing out for a little bit. And then I'd be like, oh, I have sideburns, and I'd shave it off. So I'd shave like every, used to be like 2.5 weeks ish. I think it was about 2.5 weeks, 2.5 weeks I would shave. And now it's like, we're down to 2 days, which I'm pretty excited about. Tell me what you think about this, Larry. This dude I know said to me, oh yeah, it's cool now until you have to shave your face. And I was like, dude, your face is like this big. So just let's pretend you're size of your hands, right? Fingers close, size of your hands. I shaved these for 40 fucking years. That's like a quarter of my thigh.
Yeah. So like I gave up on
fuck off.
I gave up on leg shaving before I realized I was trans because it pissed me off. Because I've always been a large person, and so it is literally like a half-hour affair to try to get everything shaved and then make sure you don't miss a spot. And then people are huge assholes about it. Like people, like other women, they'll think that they're being nice, but they'll like walk up behind you and be like, you missed a spot on the back of your leg. And I'm like, oh, I don't care.
Oh God.
But then, but so like, yeah. So like when I shave my face, it literally is, it's like this much.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
okay,
it takes like 8 passes and it's over.
So I have a general rule about telling people things that are going on with them. If they can't fix it in the time it takes me to tell them, I don't fucking tell them.
Yeah, so like if you have like spinach in your teeth, you can go and it's done. But like
yeah.
You know, if it's something that is like a fixed part of their body functionally, then
hey, did you know you have a skin tag there? And it's like,
Yep.
Oh, really? Do you have some fingernail clippers? I'll cut that right off.
Yep.
Fingernail clippers and a cigar end.
Yeah.
Yep.
You need to cauterize it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ow.
But yeah, no. For me, like I don't have enough hair on my face for it to be like a big issue with grooming. Like when I shaved it to go clean shaven, I just went over and I did the beard trimmer. Right. And that took like 30 seconds. And then I took my flat razor and I just went, and it was done.
There you go. Yeah.
I feel like,
and it's honestly like, I don't want to do it anymore, but shaving itself is an enjoyable ritual when it's like on your face and stuff like that.
One time, there's this barbershop downtown in the International Fair area. And it's called Jack's. And they do a hot lather straight razor shave.
Nice.
Just complimentary. It's for free with every haircut. Nice. And so I went seriously? In and I got a fade, and then she's like, "Do you want the shave?" And I was like, "Yes." And it was like the best thing ever. And the way that my skin felt afterwards, because it's such a close shave, it's like exfoliating, you know? It was great.
No, when I shaved, I had a straight razor and I had a boar hair brush and a little bowl and my shave soap, and like I took that shit seriously, and I enjoyed it. Like, but not as much as I enjoy having a beard.
If you're gonna go there, Bolt, you might as well just name it like go along with Holy Spackle and just call it the whole Spackler.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes when people make comments like that, it's like a commiseration thing. It's like hey, we're both guys. This is a guy thing. But sometimes it's like see, it's a lot of work being trans. Are you sure you really want to do all that?
No, it's a fun ritual. Like, enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I mean, just like when people make comments.
Like, get a hot hand towel. Like, just get it under hot water, like put it up underneath there, let it steam up, and then get your shave soap out and enjoy it. Like, it's good. It's fun. And it's like, it's a good way to be intimate with your body that's, I think affirming.
Mm-hmm.
But something going along with what Larry was saying, like cis people love to do this thing, and this is from both sides. Cis people of both sides will be like, oh, well, now you see how difficult it is being the opposite gender, and like, are you sure you really wanted to do this? Like, you get this from guys being like, yeah, well, it's not all that great being a guy, and then like you'll get it from the girls will be like, yeah, well, it's not all that great having periods, it's not all great doing like cis people do not understand like how awful dysphoria is. And like there is so much I would do to be able to have the inconveniences of being a cis man. Like I would cut off some toes.
Oh, right.
Like I would cut off some fingers. Like it.
Whose fingers?
My own.
Okay. I recommend other people's, but okay.
Oh, okay.
I agree with Jonathan. Make it other people's fingers.
Yeah, but
it is something that is important to us. Like the dysphoria is unbearable at times.
Yeah. So yeah, what I was kind of meaning is that there's this phenomenon that happens that like when you're trans, and you have any kind of complaint about something that sucks because you're trans, people will swoop in and use that as an opportunity to be like, hey, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. You know, like for if I said, you know, hey, testosterone is making me lose my hair. And that's the thing. It's happening. Baldness runs on both sides of the family. I'm eventually going to go bald. This is just a thing.
My son's got that problem. He buzzed his head. He said, fuck it.
I would never go back. Testosterone has done so much good for me that, you know, I would never, ever take it back. But it still sucks sometimes, and you have to deal with a change in your self-image when stuff like that happens to your body. And you feel like you can't talk about it because when you do, some turf pops up and goes, see, you're destroying your body. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, absolutely. Well, you know, it goes along with anything that is not the norm. There's always going to be some motherfucker that's going to say something negative. Like people, I'm just convinced that there's people out there that are just absolutely miserable with their lives and they're narcissistic assholes and they think they just know fucking everything. And they're only like that because they have insecurities within themselves because they know they have a shit life. So they just find other people, you know, and they got to pick on people or go, no, you're wrong, or you're going to go to hell, or, you know, whatever. Just if you know, this is my thing. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you don't like trans people, don't hang out or date someone that's trans. If you don't like an LGBTQ person, don't date one. Don't date a gay. If you don't like cishet people, don't date a cishet person.
Okay.
There you go. Problem solved. Everybody just
if you're biphobic, don't date me.
Move on with your lives. Quit worrying about what other people do in their fucking bedroom.
No.
You know,
just as an aside, I would like to say I already know what hell's like because I come from Mormons. So anytime somebody tells me that I'm going to hell, I'd be like,
yeah, sweet. I hope so. But something that along those lines, like there's nothing wrong with people being women, and I've always I've liked femininity for people who are feminine and who see that for themselves. And but it never resonated with me. It was not something that I enjoyed for myself. And finally, this is the first time where I can walk past a mirror. I'm like, I like that guy. I've never been able to say that about myself.
That's
in
a
the past,
good-looking guy.
Testosterone.
I agree. He's a very good-looking guy.
Ben, I'm telling you, dude, I fucking tell Heather all the time how you're fucking rocking it, man. I'm like, dude, have you seen him and I'll pull up your TikTok and show her, and she's like, oh, that's fucking awesome.
Well, I think a lot of it
him with a higher voice. Like she always dude, I'm telling you, when I first met you, I just thought you were a dude. I had no idea you were fucking trans at all. I just thought you were a 20-year-old dude, and you had that cool little fucking bow tie and the vest and shit on. I was like, dude, I want to know that guy. He's fucking cool. And then right at the end of the stream, you mentioned something about it, or someone said something, and I was like, really?
But I think a lot of it has to do with getting to a place where you can be confident in who you are as a person, and people can tell if you're confident in yourself. People can tell if you love yourself. People can see that, and I think it radiates. And finding who you are, finding who you want to be, and you can make choices for yourself. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you what's right for you. It's your own choice to pursue that. And that was something that Christianity kind of did a disservice for me about, because I took so long to learn about myself because I thought I was supposed to be whoever people told me I was. And then I learned that's a choice. I don't have to be that person. I can choose to be who I want to be. And I think religion's doing so much damage to people in that, and promoting a lot of really bad things for people's mental health.
That resonates with me because when I left religion, I had the realization that I didn't actually like myself. I didn't like who people had made me be. And it turns out I didn't have to be that. Who knew?
You know, I got to tell you, Jonathan, that's exactly... How old were you when you realized that and it changed?
like 25, 24, somewhere.
Oh,
in
you
there.
did it way before I did. I had a revelation like that. Well, the first one was at 28, the big one, and then I had another one at 37 that kind of like sealed the deal and made me into who I am now. But when I was 28, I was just still so angry. I was angry about my mom dying. I was angry because I was living a lie and trying to act like a straight person, and I didn't like my job, and I knew that what I was doing I could do better, and I could, be a better person, and I could, help people instead of just fucking throwing stock on shelves. And what was I doing, So I had this big turnaround, and man, I'm going to tell you, I'll be totally honest. If any of you guys had met me when I was in my early 20s, we wouldn't be friends. I was a fucking asshole because I just didn't fucking care. I didn't care if I lived or not. I'm too afraid of death to have ever like actually tried to commit suicide, so I never did that.
That
I
was me
thought
at
about it a
21.
lot and never had the balls to take the step. But yeah, I was mad at the fucking world, and I just didn't care. People would be like, "Here, you want to do some coke?" And I go, "Sure, I don't fucking care." Like I never did anything hard, like no needles required, no crack, no meth. That was the hardest I ever did with some coke. But like I just didn't care. So I was a horrible fucking person, and I used to have these big fits of rage and that I couldn't control, and I didn't know I had PTSD. And so I started like figuring out shit about myself. I started listening to what people were saying around me. I started reading things online and trying to figure out what the fuck was going on with me. And I pretty much diagnosed myself through weeks and weeks of a bunch of research and shit. And it really fucking changed me, and it made me into so much better of a person. And I'm not afraid to say those things about myself because that's part of how I am. I am what I am.
I am
So,
what I am.
I take it all as lessons. I don't think there's mistakes in life unless you repeat something. That's stupid. But yeah, I don't think there's mistakes. I think there's lessons, and you gotta fucking learn from that shit and dig deep and figure yourself out. And if you need help doing it, you need help doing it.
I had a very similar experience as some of you, where I was raised by an extremely religious, very conservative family. And so kind of the struggle of me coming into adulthood was peeling off all of these layers of like social coding and brainwashing and trying to get to the bottom of who I actually was as a person. So like I realized from as a preteen that I was not religious. I did not believe in the religion that I was being taught. And that caused me a lot of conflict and pain because I believed that I needed to be in the church to be a good person, because that's what Mormons teach. They will literally shun you out of the community if you are not part of the church. And so I continued participating in it until I was an older teen, and I was actually a Sunday school teacher for a brief while because that's how badly I wanted to be a part of the group and be a good person. And so when I got to a point of where like I could no longer tolerate it, where it was so painful to continue putting on that persona and putting on that mask, that I just could not continue doing it. And so I had to leave the church. I did get shunned, and I lost a lot of people. And then the kind of second layer of that was realizing that, it wasn't just in the church where I was pretending. I was also pretending to have this gender identity and presentation that wasn't me and didn't fit me, and was, out of that culture where, you have to have your hair a certain length, you have to wear a certain kind of clothes. They literally preach that if you wear pants that are, not, like culottes, that you go to hell, And so it was like peeling all of that off, scraping off all the layers to try to get down to, what the real person was underneath, and then building back up from there. And I'm in a pretty good place now, I think. For the last couple of years, I've been in therapy, and I've been in groups like this one, and I have done a lot of growing into my identity. And so I feel really, really good where I've landed. But I know that it can be very, very tough to get out of religion and to get over that religious guilt and how that kind of intersects with gender issues. It's rough stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing that people get stuck in. It's not just religion, but people get stuck in these ruts with the relationships they're in, so to speak, a rut, because they love that person. That person can't accept them for being the person that they truly are. So they're stuck in this conundrum, of, well, what do I do? I love this person, but then at the same time, if someone like really loves you for who you are and nothing else, like the inside of you, your heart, your soul, your mind, it's not going to matter at the end of the day. And I didn't even think that was possible till recently, until I learned differently, personally, but it's just a fact. And if you're not happy because you're not being your true self, like look at me and my ex-husband. He was madly in love with me. I loved him. He was a great person. He was a hard worker. He was honest. He was kind. He was a really good guy. And he was one of the best relationships I had ever had, unfortunately, because he was such a good guy. But I wasn't happy because I wasn't being my true self, and I was destroying our marriage. And so I just said, I need to leave. And he begged, and then I came back with my hair chopped off, and which was down to my ass at the time, and said I'm gay. And he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But you just, it will destroy relationships. It will destroy, if you have kids, that's a factor. You have to consider those kids. And people are like, well, I don't want to break up the family because of my kid. Yeah, but if you're miserable, like when my parents got divorced, it hit us all hard. We were like, what the fuck? Did I do something? Like all six of us were freaking out, and it had nothing to do with that. But then when we saw how much happier my mom was, our household was happier. We had so much more love and laughing going on with them separated than we ever did with them together. So it sometimes it's not a bad thing. If you're destroying your relationship or your relationship's falling apart because one doesn't like it and the other one can't live this way, it might be just good to be friends and co-parent. And sometimes that's the best thing. You have to look at all this, and you have to take care of yourself because nobody else is going to nobody else is going to be you but you. So be you.
I can't even imagine you with long hair.
There's always rewards. What's that?
I can't even imagine you with long hair.
Oh, I haven't had long hair since in 20 years.
I know, it's like I can't picture.
I know it's
like
weird.
I can't picture that. No.
I wish I could keep my beard and have Neil's hair.
We can Photoshop that. Where's
Tons of mice. If you're in the chat,
tons of mice.
I'll get the green screen up if I need to.
Do any of you know Radio Dead Air?
No.
And okay, so Radio Dead Air is it's a comedy show, and the host his name is Nash, and he's I think he's from Georgia originally. He's kind of a good old boy, but a very, very liberal good old boy. And so he has like the beard and then the long, very well groomed, shiny hair, and it's a good look.
Nice.
That's just what it made me think of when you're talking about your hair.
Yeah. I was trying to see if I don't think I have a picture of me in there.
I think this is the longest my hair's been since high school.
I'll look for it sometime. I'll show you guys a picture. It's weird. It's weird. It was always weird.
I had long hair in high school.
Yeah, me too. Down to my shoulders.
I was in madrigal choir in high school. And so much with the poofy dresses and the long hair. If I can find, I only maybe have like one photo. If I can find it, I might eventually share it. But
my brain is rebelling at the idea of you with a poofy dress.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my god! It was so poofy. It was gold lame. It was gold lame with like black velvet interior.
Yeah, this is where all the trans guys like share fun when I identified as a woman times, because I disclosed, was it yesterday, some other day, that I was a varsity cheerleader in high school.
Yes, you did.
Mhm.
Fun.
And I was like,
Like a
dude, I
female
can't
cheerleader.
even.
Right, we can't be friends anymore.
Oh, yeah, no, I would
Because
totally-
No, it's not that. But
yeah.
honestly, my mind just can't even go there. I'm like,
yeah,
what? That's
See,
so.
I liked it
like
as a
the
sport.
guy with the
Mhm.
the pants and the shirt, or like with I can't even do.
No,
the
I
sport
was
anymore.
a feminine cheerleader. No, I would totally do cheer again, like as a guy cheerleader, but because I liked it as a sport for performance. Like it was hard. It's a hard sport, but it was a fun, like, performance focused sport.
it's like an art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
It
it
was more
really
like
is. I'm
dance.
saying I
Yeah.
can picture you being a
Oh, yeah.
dude
Be a dude. Yeah.
cheerleader.
That was my point. It was like the
Yeah.
audience probably cannot picture me being a girl.
No.
Yeah,
in cheer.
that's
It's
yeah.
like jujitsu, but you're flipping yourself.
Yeah. Except jiu-jitsu is basically doing laundry, but the other person's still wearing the clothes.
Nice.
Oh, I fucking love that, man. That is fucking great.
What is that on a T-shirt? Because if not, you need
That
to put
is
it on
a quote.
T-shirt.
That,
Okay.
that is a quote. Also,
Is it?
jiu-jitsu is also involuntary yoga.
Yeah, I'd like to follow up on what
Oh!
overprotected atheist went ahead and put up on there. You had it up on the screen, but I think that evangelicals who do not accept trans people have done a poorer job of deconstructing their faith than the people who are still Christians but accept trans people.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah. As soon as
any TERFs want to take me up on that, want to argue with me about that, I am down for it.
as soon as you leave a group think that teaches you that anyone under the flag, the rainbow flag, anybody is less than you are.
Yeah.
And as soon as you leave that and you start seriously being critical of the beliefs that you were taught, if it doesn't change, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with the way you're thinking still. And that's something I had to learn too, because I was also brought up in the fucking retarded church. And
No.
Don't care for that word. Don't care.
God
for that
damn
word.
it! Thank you, Kat. Why do I go to that word all the time? It drives me
I have to
crazy.
stop myself. It comes up in my thoughts a lot.
Because
to be
I
honest.
grew up in the era where that just meant stupid.
Cultural coding is very, very hard to shrug off.
I've been trying very hard with that word because
he's
it
been
drives
doing
me
it
crazy.
He's trying.
I say
very
Only
hard.
when
goddamn
I get
fuck with
really
bullshit
worked
now.
up, I say it. I hate it.
You hate what word?
We're not going to say it again.
The
The-
word he
the
just
R
said.
slur.
That's the no
Yeah.
bad word.
It drives me crazy that I still say that.
No, I feel for you. I don't even like that. I still think it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I think
Sorry,
I'm going to
was-
get a rubber band and like aversion therapy myself.
I was trying to find the photo of me in the poofy dress, but I've inadvertently found a photo of me and my husband from the first year we started dating, and now I've got the mushy feels.
Aww.
Aw.
Aww.
I have long hair in this photo though, so I want to burn it.
Maybe
Hey,
you could
you know what
Photoshop
you
it.
could do? I was gonna say just Photoshop the hair off.
Yeah.
You know, there are AIs you can train to take one face and draw it into another face. You like feed the AI sort of sample face, and then you feed it a sample face you want to turn that face into. And you can just get the program to like redraw based on that. It's how they do deep fakes. I wonder if that would be a way to get some trans people to feel more comfortable with some of their older photos.
That's an idea.
Like, I don't know if that would be any value to anyone, but it's an idea.
Well, all I have to say is if this doesn't grow any much faster, I'm gonna go get some mascara.
Ben,
Ugh.
we
What?
can get you some liquid latex. B, Ben, both of you. We can get you some liquid latex. We can figure this out. We can make this work. I can take a little cast. We can do a little mesh. We can get you some spirit gum. Like,
That's
I
more
know how to
work
do
than I
this.
want. I want my own facial hair
Right. Yeah, I'll just wait. I'm good.
or nothing.
Well, you would have to lay back and just let me take the cast and shit. Like, well,
What
I
is
won't
this?
shit
This is
in your presence.
Doubtfire? What the fuck?
But then I'd still have to put on the fake beard, like with spirit.
Just a
gum or
little bit
some
of
shit.
spirit gum.
Yeah, that's such a pain. Like, I already have a prosthetic dick. I don't need prosthetic hair.
And then
too.
you just have to ritually murder a turf in order to take it off. It's easy.
Yeah.
No, I don't need any
That's
more
why they
work
call it
than
spirit
work I'm
gum.
already doing.
Yes.
I don't need any more.
No, the real
high
reason
five.
that I don't wear
High
makeup.
five, Larry. No.
Oh,
High five.
Side to side.
oh gosh,
Other one.
I don't know directions. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm dumb. No, that's the real
No.
reason I don't wear makeup. It's not because I perceive it to be feminine. It's because I can't stand having shit on my face.
That's a good reason.
I actually do a little bit of makeup whenever I'm streaming sometimes.
Yep. I tried that when I had my YouTube channel because I could not figure out lighting with the tools that I had available to me. So I tried like the freaking Neutrogena has a set of makeups for theater lighting. And so if you have like too much red, there's like a green gobbledygook that you rub on your face. If you're too pale, there's like an orange gobbledygook you rub in your face. And I could not get the hang of that. It was bad. So I just get to be Casper the Friendly Ghost now.
I've ghosted some people in my day.
Literally?
I don't know how that would be literal.
To
What would
turn
literal
someone-
ghosting look like?
To turn
Murder?
someone into a ghost. Yeah.
So I got a message from my friend who's trans feminine saying that God God should actually be a trans woman because God would burn down capitalism while dressed like an anime girl.
Yep. Have you ever heard the why God made grapes but not wine spiel?
No.
So there is a sermon that more liberal preachers do where it's like God created grapes but not wine because he wanted man to be able to share in the act of creation. And so that is something that trans positive religious people use as like a clapback to religious people who are anti-trans.
Phoebe
We are the
Basically
wine, so to
gave you
speak.
the grapes. You do what you want with it.
Exactly.
Hey, Phoebe.
Phoebe, so this is I was behind the scenes telling Phoebe about Larry. Phoebe does a show on her channel called Transition Stories where she interviews trans people just about their not being cis.
Phoebe, come in.
And she's always looking for new guests, and so I suggested that she ask you.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm
since
not a
you're-
very interesting person.
You're actually great to talk
You're-
to,
you've
and
been-
you're
yeah, you've been
intelligent,
great.
and you're funny, and
Thank you. I appreciate
I think
that.
you're really fucking cool. So no, you guys would have a blast. Phoebe's great, and not only interviews well, but has a really good sense of humor, and is very personable. You'll like her.
Okay.
She's also very, very British.
Does she have an email or a Twitter?
She's on Twitter. We're actually Ben, why don't you invite Larry into like the sauna party or something, if that's cool with Phoebe?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we can all talk to you there.
I promise I've been paying attention to everything else that has been going on, but ever since that was said earlier, I've been imagining Jesus chasing out the money changers in the temple while wearing cat ears. So
yes,
thanks for that image.
Well, you know what we have to do now, right?
And why?
No,
I wish
I'm-
odd coming in when catnip is
we
in
now
here.
we now
What?
need Jesus with cat ears.
Because it's
Okay,
a trans
so
guy.
yes,
And
I,
Phoebe's a
this
trans
is one of
woman.
those things that makes me wish I could draw worth a
I'll
damn.
order some.
I can draw worth it.
I might have some I can send you.
I had
But I'm also
one of
busy
those,
as fuck.
I had one of those the electronic pair where it reacts to like small movements in your face, and so the ears like, you know.
Huh. I didn't realize those were a thing.
Yeah, they're like $80. You can find them on Amazon now, I think. But they just read off of like small muscular movements in your face, and so if you change your facial expression in a dramatic enough way, it causes the ears to change position. They're neat.
Wow.
I hate that I'm considering sending this to Jen.
I didn't have these for any particular reason.
Oh man, who let that guy in? I think it was Ben. Wasn't me.
Sweet.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Oh, rearrange the room. Now I have a better view behind me.
No, tonight is not sausage night. Catnip is in here.
Well, no, but the point is, it is because the night is for to talk masculinity, and the trans women do not want to talk masculinity.
Oh no, I can get that part.
They have their
if
streams
she doesn't
for
want to
that.
come in, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm just saying we're not even talking about that right now. We've like segued into 10 different directions. I mean, we kind of are, but we're kind of not. But we kind of.
I mean, the theme of the night is masculinity, and the theme is for trans men to be visible. And we've talked. Phoebe and I have talked about because
B, what's
good.
What? Oh,
what's this about somebody sending you a pic for me?
It's Jonathan with Neil's hair and bandana.
Did Mice do that?
No, it was
Ox
Ox. I
sent
think.
it to me.
Oh, Ox sent it.
Thank you, Ox.
Who knows where Ox got it from? It could have been anywhere.
I have a feeling that was just floating around the internet somewhere.
I mean, if I were looking for wank material, that's what I'd make.
I mean, you do love yourself. Somebody has to, right?
There you have to. There you have it. But
yeah. I'm getting in the car now. You have until I get there.
I think I'm more confused at how he knows where we live.
Yeah, I don't know.
How is he going to consecutively drive to everyone's house?
I don't actually know where you live. You're lucky.
You know what? One of these days, I will meet you in person, and you'll get a big hug.
It'll be great. It'll be amazing.
It will be amazing.
I probably won't live here by the time you get here, so...
Ouch, Jenny, ouch.
Well, I'll probably need to go at some point soon because I do need to make a video this week.
I do need to go anyways. It's 10 o'clock and I'm fucking tired. And
I need to get to the office early tomorrow. And Sweet just got in here, so I definitely want to leave.
Why are we hating on Sweet? I love Sweet.
I feel bad that Sweet just got here, but we have been going for over 3 hours.
Yeah, I was just like drawing attention to the shitty things you guys were doing. Like,
I literally rearranged my room so I could look better on camera. And
you didn't just leave your open closet for everyone to see?
No, you had to look at my wife's desk.
I mean, it's very manly.
And
it's very nice.
That is some extreme perspective on that hand.
Up here will be Waldorf and Statler after
Nice.
Christmas. And they will be sitting behind me making fun of me as I do stupid things on screen. So yeah. Can't wait for that one. And then I also have the Yoda bookshelf holder. The one where Yoda's going like this, and then it has the special thing that fits inside of a dust jacket. So it looks like Yoda's using the Force to hold up the books.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, does anybody have any final thoughts or anything they want to say?
Buy Larry's hats.
Stop
Buy Larry's hats.
Buy Larry's hats.
Echo, echo, echo.
See, like most public groups don't want you to do that. So I have like a reflexive reaction. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get in trouble.
No, we want you to show.
No, we show the shit out of everybody's everything here.
Yeah, You should wear Larry's hats while watching my show.
But I do more than hats.
Oh, also bears.
And hanging out of my chat.
And other extraneous bullshit that has rainbows.
Watching me play games on Twitch.
Well, thank
Everybody
you.
shield their shit.
Host
Oh, Bolt.
D&D on
You,
Twitch.
Bolt,
on
do you
Sundays.
play 7 Days to Die?
This was a good
I mean,
time.
I
I'm
have
very, very
played.
glad. The saga of me getting here tonight was I didn't even have a Google account that could access this. So I had to create a new Google account. And while I was in the middle of doing that, I realized I hadn't paid my phone bill, so I couldn't get the link from the Google, the double identification, whatever it is.
Hold on, I have to go pay my phone bill. That'll turn back on.
And I
then
literally did. I literally did. I bought a phone card so that I could get the link, so that I could set up a new Google account, so that I could come talk to you guys. And I'm very glad I did. It was very worth the effort.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you came.
Do you ever feel like you're in a middle real life, you know, I need to trade this object with the miner over there in order to get this up? Okay.
I have to get this thing to put it on the pedestal to unlock the door to get to the other thing so that I can move that to the other pedestal. Yes.
Yeah, the extended fetch quest. Yeah.
That's Larry's link. Everybody check that shit out. Shell it out if you want.
Thank you. I
Or no,
appreciate
just shell it out, please. Okay, so first I want to say everybody in the chat, you guys have been fucking awesome, and the love and support. I know I say that a lot because I'm a fucking mushball, but the love and support you guys show for each other and for us and the community as a whole, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for Larry for coming by. You are always welcome. You know, Mondays and Wednesdays I stream, then we go over to Ben's on Fridays. So if you ever want to join us, let us know. We have other places we go and hang out too and do after parties, and we can drag you in there and you can meet more people because that's what we're all about here. Everybody needs more friends. Everybody on the panel, thank you so much for all of the good conversation and the laughs and the advocacy and the perspectives that we all have on things, and maybe we can all, you know, learn and grow from this kind of thing, and that's why Ben and I want to do it. Ben, thanks for bringing up this topic and encouraging me to do a stream about it. And so we're going to keep doing this, I think. I want to get more people in. I'm going to try to reach out to some people in the TikTok community I know, too, that are big advocates and have good hearts. And I have one that already said he'd come on, and he's a trans guy. And then I have another trans guy I'm trying to get a hold of. So we'll see if I can get a couple more people in here, and we can, you know, carry on the conversation more. Thank you all for coming by. Thank you all for the continued support. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And have some peace in your life.